All right.
I'll just start recording.
Okay. Anyway, I got an 11. And now this is going to drive me crazy because
You gotta do it
my
manually.
presets are out of order.
Oh, well, I also got an 11.
All right, so
Okay then.
I'm not shitting you. Bonnie got a 12, so they start at level 12.
Of course they do.
Son of a bitch.
To be fair, that might have something to do with the fact that to get them ready, Mons is like, okay, I'm gonna get you used to getting thrown. Yeah, to the lake. And then Marianne comes in.
Alright,
Did you
and
just
so
throw
you
our
said we
daughter?
get-
No, she learned how to fly vertically. That way.
So you said we get 4 points to add to our base with every level,
Yes.
right? Oh,
Yes, every level. All right, Derek, I'm gonna resend you your class stat information as Cannon Lancer, and that'll tell you what your passive, your bonuses to what stats you get. That'll scale every 40 levels. You know your level, so you can do that. How that works, the scaling is very simple. When I say by every 40 levels, you take that bonus base right there of, like, say right here, 25 and 10, and you add that to itself. But it doesn't it's not. It won't go from 25 to 50, then 50 to 100. It'll just go 25 to 50, then 50 plus another 25, then plus the base each time every 40 levels. I did.
So that I'm sorry, that made very little sense.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
type
you're
out an
saying-
equation here. Okay, I'm gonna type out one for you on Telegram real quick, just so. So here's your base is this. So
Once I get internet back, I will be able to share a spreadsheet that people can plug their numbers into.
it seems a lot complicated without a lot of the things, but I mean, Ivy's big brain already figured out, because go figure, it took Ivy like 20 minutes to make a spreadsheet to calculate it for themselves.
This is why
Fucking-
we keep them on the team.
That's why we need Ivy. Ivy's the only one of us that's a competent enough adult to do a computer.
So,
Yep.
I'm looking at the archer thing. These little stats that's right before the name, the plus
That
three index,
is-
and that's
That's
the
right
class.
before that is the class's bonus.
Yes.
You can go from archer base to an arcane archer. You will still get that base class bonus.
Okay.
Something else I need to put in this class's document. All of the skills you learn along the path from, like if you were to start as the medicine man and go to a vivamancer, you would know all the basic medicine man stuff, but you would not know the stuff that the shaman has because you went from medicine to anthropomancer to vivamancer. Does that make sense?
It's a skill tree.
Yeah.
It's a skill tree. It's very. Ow! Fuck my hair! Sorry, I just ran a finger through my hair and then it got caught on itself and then tried to yerk itself out of my head.
This is why brushes.
No!
Brushes would do the same thing.
All right. So for
Exactly.
the base archer, it's 20 dex and 15 strength.
So we take our level-based stats from the sheet. Like level 11 is 2008.
Yes.
Okay.
Trust me. There are things that'll evaporate that. Fuck,
Yeah,
piss
level
off, Yon! I dare you.
4,325 HP, 4,015 or 2,200 mana.
That's
Well,
why all of
it's
your
expensive.
things that you'll do from now on, all of your spells and attacks you'll do that are very specific, just everything you do is going to cost a percentage of your overall stamina. If it's like a very specific thing, not just attacking with your weapon normally, but like, say you have a very unique. This is mostly to keep it in control. So every time you think of some zany fucking idea that could theoretically work, I'll let you make it into an ability, but I'm putting a fucking cost value on it.
Obviously.
So you can't do that same zany fucking thing indefinitely. Dark. Like if you build another giant hoverboard and you want to go up with it and come down, that's costing you stamina resource or something. I'm not letting you just ride it into people's faces for free.
Look, this is why we test things.
This is why we test things. This is why I put percentage of mana cost to spells, so Ivy can't be like, here, have magic. And then, how about a little bit of magic? Would you like some magic with that?
Like some
Maybe some sprinkling of magic.
How
like,
about some regret for fighting me?
what was that? Recently we figured out how to like put spells on top of spells.
Yeah, you
What
can
was
still
that?
technically do that here.
But how was it set up again? I forget. It's using,
Find out.
It's using enhancement. That's right.
Yes. And let go. My hair is also grabbing my hand as I ram my hand through it. There we go.
Y'all need to use conditioner.
Fuck that shit. It's expensive.
How much conditioner are you using?
It feels good on my balls.
You don't need that much. You need like a dime.
You don't know that.
What are the bunny girls again? The lines or something? No, wait, that's
Lepinara.
don't look those up.
Go down.
Don't look what up.
Shush.
Alright, Derek.
Don't look what up.
So I sent that to you. Does that little equation make sense? That's very... I try to simplify it. You see how that's your base right there? Every...
So 25 at base, add 10 to Constitution.
That's what you get from your class. You get plus 25 to your strength, and you'll get plus 10 to your constitution at base for the class that you are currently. Okay? Every 40 levels, you will add your base value to that specific stat that you get the bonus to. So, say you started with this class at level 40. You would get plus 25, and plus 10, and plus 10 added onto strength and constitution. Then at level 80, you would get another plus 25 and plus 10. And it'll keep being what the base value of the passive scaling is.
It's going to take me a little bit to get used to that. I think I understand what's going on here. All right, where's that player sheet? So where's the new level sheet? Is that sent in?
Shit posting.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
right
it should
there.
be shit posting. I can send it to Darkcast. I have it right here on my clipboard. Should I me to?
It's your page. Dealer's choice. I can figure it out.
There you go.
Boy, this is going to be a very math-intensive session.
Well, it's math heavy to get started, but once you get it started, it's one of. Then again, I'm not calling anybody out here, but several of you had the same problem with the previous system when you got started.
What's
That is fair.
You know, a lot of math, lots of dice, and then a few sessions later, you understood. Very simple.
Yes.
And I've simplified the weapons for you. If the weapon is really big, it's going to use a D20. That's the biggest die you're going to use. The biggest weapons use the D20. The smallest use a D4. Don't you make fucking... Who's making a noise at me? I got a gun?
That's Mikey.
Oh, no, I thought I heard something in my house making noise at me. I will shoot a ghost in the fucking
That
ass.
sound like a shh, shh.
No, I just heard something out the corner of my ear. And it was like, sounded like a voice. And I think a ghost is trying to like EMF or something, or like trying to spirit box into my ear. And like, don't you fuck with me, I'll shoot you. You might be dead, but I'll kill your ass again.
I'll send you to super
Okay.
hell.
I will send you
Oh, God.
straight back.
I'll send you to double hell.
Dumb. I'm stupid.
Fucking send you to super jail.
Kevin is having a
Oh
existential
god, no, not
crisis.
super jail.
That is honestly worse than hell.
Yeah, okay. So Kevin is 297, remember?
Yes.
Do you have his HP and all that stats there?
Entering it in right now with the new sheet.
Yeah, the reason we made your natural armor times 3 and your basic attack times 5 is so you'll be able to do damage. You'll be able to punch up, basically. Me and Ivy considered a way
Yeah.
for you to punch up.
Punch out of your weight class.
Because the old system kind of really wouldn't let you punch out of your weight class that easy.
For good reasons.
You can't do it. You can't do it in this one for very good reasons either. The same, but you have a slightly increased chance in number to win that fight. Like, if there's 3 level 30 peoples, they'll have a chance of beating a level 90 or level 100 person. Pretty good chance, because there's 3 of them that can punch a couple levels up and hit hard. Yeah, I'm looking at like these level 100 and 200 HP bars. I'm like, there's so many fucking ways you players could evaporate these fucking numbers. It's unreal. I'm like looking at level 1000s, like 570,000. I'm like, technically, with how I have it set up, if you get the right scaling with the right weapon, you could just evaporate 500,000 in like 5 turns and kill that motherfucker.
That's if we play it out right.
Nah, I mean,
Okay.
there's that. I mean,
Dice
I'm
are
not
also
trying to call it.
involved.
There's also the fact that you will be doing criticals, which I'll handle, so you won't do that yourself. I will be rolling every time you attack, and that's why I have my trusty dice. And I will be, based off of your weapon, I will be rolling every attack to determine.
Oh, you're gonna roll the dice?
No, you roll your dice to attack, like, with your weapon, and you just add all of your bonuses together to determine what your damage is. Then I'll roll one of several die here, and say, like, you have a Lorg weapon. Okay, so you've got a D20 there. Then I would have to roll this weapon, because they have a very low critical chance, and get twice that value there. And then you would do a simple yellow critical. Because it goes yellow, orange, red. And you will see the numbers, and it'll make you happy, because you're all fucking monkeys.
Okay, so
I believe I've got all this settled out.
I fucking love Mythbusters. Jamie want big boom. He got his big boom. Boom.
Jimmy went big boom.
bonus plus 25 to strength and plus 10 to constitution every 40 levels.
I made it that way.
So
So just do your level divided by 40.
yeah, I know I'm doing that. I'm just getting my calculator out because I'm a lazy fuck.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I have no
so
idea how many times I used the calculator for shit I was doing. That's one of the things that determine how much the scaling is.
Can't rename. Others are editing the file. What?
What are you trying to rename?
My character sheet.
oh, just fucking download it. Like download yours. I'm probably looking at it right now.
Did none of you download your own copy of the file?
I did, and
I
I
did
posted
do
the
a
ODT
drop.
format onto the Telegram.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Let me see this. Let me see if I can open it. Because, I mean, I made mine traditionally, but I'll try and use this.
I could post it in Word document format if that helps.
No, I got it right here. It works just fine.
Alright.
So, question: round up. So I just did that divide by.
You
that
round
basically
up
every
if
40.
there's fractions. Round up to the nearest number.
Okay, so 7.
Because I know if I don't say round up to the nearest number, there's certain people, mostly me, that will round up to the highest value.
Mhm.
So it'll just be 7. So okay, bonus.
Okay. Oh, I so bad want to put to change Bonheur or Bonnie as they'll be known. I want to change their gender from female to Hill as a reference to their father. Gender Hill.
Ginger Hill. What? So, how old are they going to be? Is Fion going to be 20 or 21?
Wait, wouldn't it be valley? Wait, hold on. So if their father is a mountain, would them being the opposite be a valley?
Well, I mean, depending on how you look at it.
True.
It's your
I'm gonna
Hill
put.
is just a small mountain.
So I look. She is just a small version of the mountain. So for their race, this is something that tickled me because I'm not going to share it because there's DM stuffs in the side notes for mine, but I put human with a question mark in parentheses for their race because that's what pretty much everyone thinks about Mons, as you know, is he's human.
Well, he is human. He's just modified human.
Yeah.
Okay, well, assumedly just modified human.
My ear itches. Ah!
Oh no,
This is
your
making-
ear itches.
This displeases me! I don't know why, but I wanted to say it like that.
Because Daleks.
Displeasure! Displeasure! I fucking love the Daleks. They are the best. Fuck everyone that says they. But they're supposed to be space Nazis. Hey, beep boop, go exterminate.
Plunger, suck face off.
Bro, that's fucking terrifying. Alright, I had nightmares about that shit.
The fucking idiot. It's just like, oh, what's it gonna do? It has a plunger. Oh god!
It's a fucking alien super species. You don't think it's a death plunger? It plunges your death.
I
It
like
plunges you to death.
I like just how extreme it was. It didn't just like suck off his face, it turned them inside out.
Yeah, it's like, ugh. Now, see, thankfully, because everything's linear-ish,
Ish.
And so, for clarification's sake, since I'm still trying to come to terms with having to use fucking algebra again,
you're welcome.
fuck off.
No.
The fuck, what was I gonna ask?
What was you going to ask?
Words.
30
You're
plus
probably going to ask a
25
question
every 4
relevant
levels.
to...
So when I did that, when I divided up my level by 40, and the number I got, that's basically how many times per the, in my case, strength and constitution, or is it to be spread out between the two of them?
Okay, no. Okay, so your base, your racial and your class stats, when they scale like that, they're not treated like skill points. That is just that number added to that stat bonus. If it's strength, X number to that, in addition to what it already has.
Oh, so
You'll basically be getting that.
to use real
A good way to
numbers
look
to make
at it.
my brain make sense. I ended up with 7. I had to round up. I was at 6.97.
Yeah.
In that case, I would add 7 to both strength and
You would add. Okay, listen to me really very carefully, because 40 goes into your level 7 times. Okay, you would add that 25, that bonus of 25 to your strength 7 times.
Okay, that's what I needed. That's what I needed. Now
And
it
same
makes
for
sense.
Constitution. Yeah, that's what you do. Every 40 levels, you will add that bonus to itself. You will add that base value of the bonus. In your case, 25 to strength and 10 to Constitution. Every level, or every 40 levels, excuse me, it'll be boop, that again, and trust me, that will add up with your skill points, your weapons, your rings, and all the shit that you inevitably buy, because if you're like me, like some sort of fucking chipmunk from Madagascar that's seen a shiny. Or I don't know. Where
Kevin's strong boy today.
For once, Kevin isn't literally so weak he could get pushed over by a strong breeze.
It's funny, he wasn't that weak. He was just kind of a clumsy fuck.
Yeah, I know.
It's my turn to be the shadow.
The Shadow was banned. Tournament
Shadow
policy.
as a game class has been banned.
What?
All
God,
right.
I can only imagine the kind of mischief Shadow has accidentally up the past 20 years.
He's probably been
well-
captured by that lich.
This has him. The lich
No,
has
they
him
took-
tied to a chair and just poking him with a stick. How
They
did you
took
do
him to-
that?
They took him to Randall, left him there. It's like, you just go in there and be yourself. And he's like, okay. And then he wound up inside of the box, which is a trap that may or may not be conducive to goodness in regards to Shadow's level of intelligence. Because what the box is literally a very obvious shiny that when you pull it, it pulls a string that closes the box around you.
It's a box and a stick trap.
No, it's more like as you pull the
Indeed.
string, when you pull the string, it makes the sides of it rise up and latch to itself and form a seal, reinforced with magic, trapping you inside of a box like Magnus.
No,
No!
Change me.
Magic box can hold me like this. I
No
can't see
box
now.
can contain Shadow!
Want to get
As-
back to the box?
As he's getting wheeled away on a dolly
Okay.
by minions.
I can't
Release
see now.
me!
Release me! No box can contain me like this.
Gets to Ren. Gets open. I am free of my prison, for none can contain me. Get back in the box.
Oh, it was Randall. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow's tall. Oh god, yeah. Oh fuck, Shadow. Randall might be the tallest thing Shadow's ever seen.
How tall is Randall?
He's tall enough that there's a reason he's got 150 feet clearance in his mausoleum.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh god, he's that skeleton from fucking Dark Souls.
Wearing big robes. That's mostly what he does to intimidate small adventurers that find their way into his mausoleum, and that somehow he gets convinced to let out of the box. There's a lot of those. Like every other door probably has the box behind it. It's designed to test like the greed and stupidity of them, because it'll be like something that one person's like, "I'm not interested." They'll open another door, see another, if you have any brain, obvious trap, and be like, "Oh, sweet!" And they'll yoink it off of its podium and, son of a bitch!
just first door. Oh, hey, a coin. Ah! I'm in a box.
The thing is it's a very intricate trap that looks like an entire room with treasures and all that, and there's like one random item somewhere that's placed just in line of sight enough to catch the eye, and the moment you do, you realize like it's basically the box comes up and the walls fall down. You realize it's all a fucking set.
And they were all just cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, basically.
Bullshit.
Oh god. So I'm looking at a name generator, and it has a random animal name generator, and one of the options is praying serval.
It's a serval wearing a nun outfit.
No, it just has
Did
praying
you say
mantis
serval or
arms.
serval?
Sir, I don't know.
Serval is a type of cat.
Yeah, I
Big
wasn't
flopper.
sure if you were talking about the cat or the cheese.
Yes, the sentient cheese. And on that note, would you
What
call
about-
a circle bukkake? Would you just call it fondue?
Keep making jokes like that. I'm gonna serve you to the dingo lion.
Wait a minute.
The dingle?
So I don't have a will thing typed up for Kevin. Is that something new, or did I just miss it?
Yeah, it's in the character sheet. Look at the one that Dark sent, and you can just go in there and copy and paste the descriptors for all the stuff if you need to.
The only thing that's missing from that is AT and NDE.
Yeah, pretty much. In all of our personality traits, because I'll let you guys have the free. By the way, Dark, how do you like that the currency is literally just six? The next currency is just 6 times the value of the previous one.
I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it would be 4 times, but you know.
Yes, I'm aware. That's extremely,
Bias?
totally not your bias.
No bias whatsoever.
How would that is something that okay? So I understand what it does, but I don't have
Mhm.
that stat. Is that just roll a number?
Will?
Yeah.
It's a base of 20.
Oh, so
It's a base of 20. Yeah, okay. All that's it. It's a base of 20, and but do you have the description for what Will does?
yeah, it's memory chamber.
Okay. Good. Yeah, okay. Good. Okay. Good. Are you sure? Because I can get it. Hold on, let me get it.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. Are you sure?
You okay, there, buddy?
No, I'm doing math.
You know what? You're right. Sorry, man. That's my bad. You're right. That's on me. That's not you, man.
Now I gotta add up the
for,
16.
for context, just so you know, that kind of goes back to this whole thing of me fucking. Was like, you know what? That's my bad, man. I'm sorry about that.
Motherfucker. Piece of shit.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been doing.
Shut face.
I'm sorry, man.
My God.
You know what? You know what? I will. I should just learn. I should just learn. Nah. Because right now I'm just kind of prodding people, and it's very disrespectful. I love double speak because
Hey,
it pisses them off.
hatred.
Say that.
Dave.
Did you just Dave?
Dave.
That's
The death of a long
basically.
A to Dave.
This is basically the relationship that Kevin and the veteran that he's assigned as a partner with have. By the way, you know what, man? I'm sorry. You're right. It's just me. You gotta be.
Alright, there. I've got it done now.
Wish I
Good.
could grab a
Alright,
screenshot of this
And
and
I will
then
have to
send it
say,
you guys.
because
Motherfucker.
the dex is high.
You're still gonna trip and
Yeah,
fall on
well-
your face.
for dexterity, yeah. Well, don't be worried, because your mom has like a dexterity of 790.
Mine's only Finn. Finn is little level 4 Babu. His is only 51 right now.
Ow, my nipples! What did you do? Don't worry about it. Yeah, fucking Mons. Listen,
I love
I hurt
moms.
myself.
Okay, there
How
we
did
go.
you
Now
hurt
I can adjust this.
Mons, why are your nipples bleeding? I got pinched by a statue. What? It stared at me and it tried to take me and take my time, and I slapped it, and then it was like and then it pinched me, and then I bear hugged it until its spine broke. I feel like Mons would slap a weeping angel.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Stop!
Stop.
Bad!
He is the only one who could break one of them.
They're
He
indestructible.
would break it on principle.
They're indestructible monsters from a time. I accidentally broke this one's hand off, and it was like this when I got here.
God, the doctor would have just like a continuous what fuck dealing with Mons.
Mons is kind of in a way he's an idea like Jack. He's like well, he's an idea like Harkness. He's strange. Mons he's just a fixed concept of reality that is that of the unobtainable and the undefeatable by most standards.
Hey, spicy pup.
What?
Are you my mummy?
I fucking love that when he was asking him. So, what do you think of our technology? He just puts that mask on. Are you my mummy? Give me that.
I've started Doctor Who.
It's
I'm
good,
working on
isn't
season
it?
1.
It's the power of a god, and I just sent him to his room. How fun is that? Fucking Christopher Eccleston was a wonderful doctor.
It was something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Will
A present in good faith.
not very high due to his fit. The wait, was morality? Wait, I just need fucking brain. Let's see.
Fucking Corona.
Dex 30.
I
And
love
then
Corona so.
how was Dex modified?
Yes, most witches are women, and most wizards are men, in the same way that most peppermint tea is drank by women, and most firework-related accidents are by men. But I can assure you, given that my own sister is currently dealing with third-degree burns from pyrotechnica, it is not a mutually exclusive thing. I'm sorry, what happened? Idle background you can hear in the Adventurers Guild. Guys, there's this fucking captain that keeps telling me he lost his leg in a bunch of different ways, and I'm trying to go around and collect stories of everybody that's hurt him. So, like, that's a bad idea. Last person that did that, they got tied, to the underside of the bow. That's how the captain lost his leg, Oh, god damn it!
Hey, that's how he lost his leg.
So I lost my leg, Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You just entered the room with that. What is it?
So Dex scaling in this case is literally just a function of the damage that is done.
With weapons that have the dexterity attribute.
And agility. Where the fuck did I put that?
Your giant cannon lance is strength, by the way. That's what it requires.
Right.
Oh.
Fuck, I don't have agility now. I gotta put that in for 20.
How do you keep forgetting things?
Shut up!
You had 2 weeks!
I was working!
I was working, and I
I
still
know.
made a character sheet.
I was sleeping and working and shut up!
I was working
Oh.
without sleep.
Well, whose fault was that?
Well, you know
Mine?
I was working and pouring dicks at the same time, and I still got a character I
That's your job!
And you know what? That just classifies as a grade A skank. That doesn't apply to me.
No, for clarification, they're a slut.
I am a
Because they don't do it for money.
I
They
didn't
do it
say
for fun.
whore, I said skank.
But
Get
skank is
over.
synonymous with whore.
No, it's synonymous with
Because-
slut. There's a difference.
No, it's synonymous with whore, which is synonymous with hooker, which are sluts for money. There's a difference.
Fuck off, all of you. I need
Just-
to type things.
Trust me, of all of us, I know my sluts and my whores.
Mhm.
So does the penicillin I used to have to take.
Okay, there's that. I didn't add anything. I still have a base of 20 there. I'm
All
done
right.
adding up that shit.
Well, Kevin is struggling with that. We'll just say he's doing paperwork in the guild, and we'll start with I don't know, Fionn and Beatrice doing things. Exist. You have a house going on. Well, technically, you probably most people, you just live outside of Jania's bar.
I'm pretty sure the entire world exists outside of her bar. You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
They live and run their lives via the bar. They live in the rooms that are technically meant for clients. But they just kind of asked her, "Is it okay if we knock a wall down for the baby room? As long as you pay me." Wait, no, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Is it what? Oh, no, I don't care anymore.
Yes, and there's the times that all of them, Faraji, Fionn, Beatrice, Drake's son, have all given Janiyah lip when they were about 12 or 13 and been hit in the face with a mug. You're drinking age, I can hit you.
Like, ah!
Give me no lip. She keeps a stock of clean mugs specifically to throw them at people.
I'm pretty sure Fiona's had to tell people, no, not that mug. Not those mugs. Those are the mugs she said she used to throw at people.
She used.
Those are the ones
Or
she
the
uses for her
shoes.
mugshot.
God damn it. God damn it.
Oh, you know who else will be in Faraji? Not Faraji. Faraji and Drake's son, which I can't remember his name. I'll find the sheet. It'll also be Fuyu and Ivy's children.
Oh, yeah.
And Masa. They'll be around too.
They'll be
Yeah.
there's 5 of them, so they'll be the 5 in the same party. That's the standard party size is about 5.
How many years later
Maybe
is this
if-
again?
20.
20.
I think
so-
21.
So Akane will look literally the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll look literally the same unless they decided, I'm going to take one of these potions, and then ran out the store and then took it to change their appearance. They go steal from somebody else.
Nah, they're not about that.
Steal from
What?
the same person.
Stealing or no? They're about stealing from people. They're just not about transforming.
Yeah, they're not into the whole transforming thing.
Literally, an entire school of magic centered around it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they just couldn't care. Like, I don't give a shit about that.
They don't care about a lot of stuff unless it's a means to an end.
Where did Akane settle down? Like, did she? Okay, question: did she want to settle down where there's a lot of trees? I can tell you which country she settled down in.
No, Akane doesn't all that much.
Does she like a bunch of shiny metals and a lot of magical stuff to sap all the life out of illegally?
She would have gone to an area with a lot of magically sensitive stones and then started sucking, like, things' souls out of their body. Not enough to, like, be noticeable normally, just kind of passing by through crowds, gently brushing the stones against people, taking, like 1% of their soul.
Oh, so she would have lived in Berlaxia all her life, where all the really, they basically have the economic stranglehold on all things magical when it comes to crystals because of the fact that they have a giant pissed off scar in the world underneath the mountain that they live by.
She would have basically just been collecting and probably eventually be known in the black market for selling soul crystals, soul energy.
Oh yeah, she'll have to join the many people who have to run to different regions of the country all the time to escape the law.
She's real good at that.
So there's a side quest.
Climb on!
Congratulations!
Okay. She just takes off and the guy's just like, ah!
Congratulations, guys! There's going to be a high-level quest later on to hunt a black market dealer, paid for by the Berlaxian Crown, and you'll be assisted by a Harlequin. What? Durg.
Ah, fuck.
You
I'm
can
muted.
unmute.
Sorry.
Derp.
Okay. In the case of, I'm just trying to add up NDE. Is there a base of NDE?
Yes, it's going to be 3 times your level. You should see it right there.
Wait, where the fuck?
On the level sheet?
Level sheet, yeah.
Literally in the
Oh,
level
it's-
sheet.
NDE is just
Just copy that
plain,
number.
straight up 3 times your level.
Oh, okay. My bad. Apology.
Your base attack wood level is 5 times your level. Your base armor wood level is 3 times your level. And that's why armor scales better than weapons, because it levels back out. See? Big brain.
I get you. Oh, fuck. I just pushed a button where. Oh.
And
It's
all
all
of our
gone.
other stats are
Oh.
just 20. Unless they have a bonus.
Yeah, or unless you put skill points into them.
Oh fuck, that's
NDE
right.
is-
Skill points. How do we do
Or
that again?
every level.
For every level. Okay, so 44 skill points.
Level times. And you, level, you said level times 5, right?
Yeah, that your
ND.
attack bonus. No, your natural defense, your natural armor, as you call it, that makes it easier on your brain, is 3 times your level.
3 times. Okay.
Would you like me to
Apology,
tell
there we
you
go.
what the natural armor for a level 297 character is? I can tell you right now.
Oh, I can calc it out. I'm just trying to get my sheets all organized. fucking bad at that. So 3 level times 3 added with level. Holy bejeebus. Okay, so 2 seconds. Calculator.
It's 888.
837.
Okay, so are these
For,
skill points?
Indie Eve, your natural arm for 297 is technically 891.
But it's 279 times.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay, 279. I thought it was 297.
thought
Oh,
it was
837.
79.
It's 279. You're right. My bad. Sorry. Just I've been dealing with a lot of numbers.
So these skill points, is it 1-to-1 addition, or do they have a
No, each skill point will always be plus. If you put +1 in there, that's +1 to that stat.
okay?
Like I allocated a bunch of them. Well, yeah, a good bunch of them to my dexterity for Beatrice, but I also
right,
added them
Ivy.
to various other things.
Oh, then it's level
just like
times 5 for
it
attack.
boosts your base by that many.
Ivy, something that's very important. Big Kin and Kaikin, the many shades of kin, they scale with a C. Yeah, they scale with a C. So that's how much damage you'll get based off of your main attribute. And since they're dexterity, because they're knives, you should be able to do the math from there. Ivy? You tell them. I think they cut out. First time all night. Over an hour. Is anybody else here, Ivy?
No.
Welcome back, Ivy.
There we go. I wondered if that was gonna happen, but okay, so you said the Kaiken and the Big Ken are
C. With dexterity, because dexterity is their main attribute.
God damn it! I can't fucking hear anymore. Hold on.
Ah!
Fuck is it? I have to switch back to speaker because automatically switched off of it. Okay.
Well, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. Do you need me to just go ahead and tell you what C is, or do you know what it is because you have it in your character sheet?
What is C?
The Kaikin and the Bigkin, they have a C scale rank for dexterity because that's their main attribute. You'll see the pattern really fast.
I don't know what you mean by C. What the fuck does that mean?
It's in the character sheet. Did you not? Okay. Weapon scaling works very simple.
Because I have no internet.
And wait, you couldn't look, so you can't access the one I sent to shitposting through mobile? That's updated. Okay, you know what?
Well, let me find it.
If you want, right now, I can just copy everything that's in this character sheet that I have open and post it to you on Discord or whatever.
Maybe Telegram.
All right. Would you like me to just I'll just give you the relevant stuff like the from the afflictions and augments down. Let's go ahead and get all this. Control C. Telegram, you are here. Boop, boop, boom, boom. There.
All right,
That's how scaling works for your weapons. It's pretty straightforward.
Augments, primary augments. Is it down below all? Oh, there it is.
It's a it was a very long thing. I typed a lot.
It's long.
We starting out with any money?
I don't know if your parents are going to give you money. You'll have to kiss their ass to try and get adventuring money.
Adult Pokemon.
No, I don't get any.
Well,
Wait, hold
Well-
on. How much does a nurse get during war times?
During here, depends on the country you serve for. Generously,
Ulris.
Oris is the province of the main. Tell you what, the one that's most likely to be accepting of a demi-human who's also an amputee is Berlaxia. You'll get paid pretty handsomely compared to most people, but not too handsomely. And now don't panic, because this is a very low denomination in our other world. I know. You will get yourself a whole silver coin a week.
All right.
It's a value of 36. So if you've been a nurse for a couple of years, you can do the math. I'm not mathing the math of your timeline out for you.
No, of course not.
And Shadow, for film, you'll have to ask your mothers for money. It's okay. That's why it's a zero session, so everybody can get situated. Because Kevin's still apparently struggling with his character sheet.
Yeah,
Ah,
we can take as long tonight as we need.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna watch the zero session. Shout
So
out in the
plus
comments
one
if you
damage
watched to this
for-
point.
God damn
yeah.
it.
So, +1 damage for every 2 of the main ad. And that for that one would be dexterity.
Yes. Whenever you go to get a weapon in here, I will let you know what its main attribute is. If I didn't, remind me about it, and I will give you its main attribute. There are some weapons that have a single one, and there's obviously ones. The best example I can give is like the katana, hybrid between agility and dexterity to use it, because its whole thing is very fine control and very quick attacks. Like a bow staff, which is more like strength than agility. It's not necessarily needing dexterity, just the ability to crack somebody's skull in half. You know, now that I think about it, a lot of the Asian weapons are all about just really violently murdering somebody with your muscles.
A lot of them were based on deterring the person from continuing, not necessarily ending it.
Yes, they all. That's why there's so many blunt force weapons, and blunt force is a pain in the ass way to go. He is beating my ass with a hammer.
Huh, Morningstar, that's an interesting idea. They put a chain on it? What if that chain was 32 inches long, though?
Meteor hammer. What if we took a rock and we made it really round, put it in a sack, ran on horseback, and just hit him right in the fucking head with it? Ah!
That's exactly
How did we
what I was
determine
talking about.
XP value again?
It's on the
Kevin,
chart.
What? I'm
it's
looking at it and it's not. Oh wait,
Okay,
never mind.
if
I'm
somebody-
fucking blind.
You're blind.
Just ignore me.
You are slightly. You just scroll up. I wish there was a way to make like that row slowly drop down with it, but Google Sheets doesn't have that fancy feature like Excel, where the top row that it's been in. Like I can't change the rows up here. Not even Excel can do that, where it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all that. Yeah, I tried 800 times to rename it. You can't. You have to rename the row above, like the very first row, and then we had to just do it from there. That's why there's technically 1,001 rows instead of 1,000, like there used to be.
Very
I mean, Ivy tried a lot.
900.
I mean, I even made an Excel spreadsheet that I deleted because I couldn't do the same. Like, fuck.
So it looks like it's just 1,000 times or 10,000 times.
So, DM,
Or is it 100?
lore question.
It's
How
100.
long was the most recent Berlaxian?
The most recent one lasted about 3 years, and
Okay.
it was a border war. So it wasn't an official war, which means it was a lot more gruesome. You know that little bridge that you see on the map between Berlaxia and Over? That's where it took place. Very gruesome place. Very easy for things like artillery or concentrated arrow fire to just slaughter hundreds of people at a time.
Sounds about right.
That's a long bridge. It's a long bridge, by the way. That thing's twice the length of the fucking Golden Gate Bridge in the game.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a big ass gap.
Shoot, that's not even the longest bridge. Got a bridge here in Tampa across the way, like just casually crosses sections of the Gulf of Mexico. No big deal.
Yeah, I know. I think there's one in Galveston that runs from one point of the island to the other too, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, just casual.
Huh, there is
There
a
we
road
go.
here.
I'm a journey news. I will never be more impressed than anything than Imperius. The dice decided, you know what? Imperius isn't going to sail to Africa. They're going to build a bridge to Africa from Italy.
Yep.
That is an inconvenience and a half for ships, though.
Yeah.
They didn't think that one through at first. So they had to like put in like Panama canals in sections, like little openings that they could control. It's
like,
in that world. 20 years later, in that world, it's still alive. By the way, it's a very interesting power shift happened. Won't tell you what happened, but that specific thing has been turned into a full-on, actual like trade route / bridge between the continents.
Mm. Hmm.
Takes off
So
the fact that Akane and Amons have a statue in Rome, though, as the heroes that died, sacrificing themselves.
So, do demi-humans change physical like physical size and such as they level up, or no?
Do you just want to be a giant snake boy?
No, I'm asking because I would like to know if that's something I need to put in to start calculating.
They kind of do, but not anything significant. It's more like an age thing.
More of an age thing. That works for me. Moving on and clearing out.
Honestly,
I'm cleaning shit out as I go as well.
Kevin's at least 20 years old, so he'd be at least... Because he's a very large... Because their subspecies are like snake subspecies. The bigger that subspecies of snake, the bigger the creature. Or the demi-human. So he'd be actually probably like 6.5 feet tall, probably, because that Kevin's breed of fucking cobra is a very big breed of cobra.
I actually made him 6'8".
Yeah, that's a good height for
What
him.
did I put it? Ah, it's over here. I made him 6'3", so I could bump that up.
What's an average height for a what Fion is?
Fion's going to grow up to be a giant when he's an adult, compared by human standards, because his mom's like 7'3", because she's Leonis, which is a lion subspecies of Felis. So he'll be about 6'5", 6'6". Right now, he's probably about 6'1".
Okay, I was originally had him at 6'2", but either way.
I mean, fucking Beatrice is going to grow up to be big just because the nature of her, one of her mothers, let alone two. Fucking Gloria is humongous now.
Oh yeah, Auntie Gloria.
Right now, she is fairly short. She's taller than Yoan's human form, but she's still fairly short.
Keep in mind, Gloria, when she was around Beatrice's age, she was only 5'7".
That's actually what Beatrice is.
So she grew like a fucking weed as she got older, though.
Just all of a sudden, can't stop, won't stop.
The Lapinard tend to be one of the... Them and the Fenris grow to be some of the physically largest demi-humans. And the Avis, if they have like one of the falcon or hawk species in them. By the way, I like the idea is they still have human features, but they have like bird eyes and bird tendencies, like feathers around the neck, and they've got bird teeth, and they're kind of socially awkward as a demi-human species. I love that. It's because they're just kind of like chickens.
Okay, so one thing I was wondering about the damage boost that was not these two weapons specifically, but you would get a damage boost because of your various stats to weapons.
Yeah, like how the scaling works is you take your overall stats and say like whatever their main their dexterity is, you'll take that and you'll
Divided by
apply that.
4. Yeah, for every 4 dexterity, you get like bonus damage.
Yeah, so
to,
that is the natural
dexterity
damage that
level.
you get. It's a lot of math. I
And
wanted you
they-
to all
and
suffer.
that is added to the specific weapon scaling one.
Yes, that's also
Okay, I
added to
wanted to
that
make sure I didn't have to delete anything.
panel. It'll go your die for just like a simple D12, and then it scales and rolls out a fucking hand from there. I wanted you all to do math because I want to help you learn brain, but also because I wanted you to suffer while having fun. Because if it's only fun, it's not truly fun for the DM unless you're in agony. Because just think, I have to do 10
Okay.
times the math.
Here's some middle school level math. Oh god.
Right?
I just wanted to make sure I had it right so I didn't fuck it up later.
Yeah, so just throwing out an example here. Say you got 130. I don't know. Let's just make my OCD hurt. You have 139. Okay, to a stat. It's strength. You have a strength-based weapon. Okay, so that divided by 4, you're gonna get shit. I'm gonna use a calculator too. Fuck this. Ivy, don't tell me. I need to calculate this. So you get 34. It's 34.75. So you round up, so you get 35. Then you'll take, say, your weapon has a B, which is 2 damage for every 1. Okay, and that's strength. You got 139. So then it's plus 139 times 2. Now you're doing 313 damage. Say you're like level. Fuck, let's just. I don't know. Your level's 7.
Why did my name get turned into Fuckj?
I don't know. So
What?
What?
Buggage.
say you're like level 7. Okay, cool. So you'll also throw on 35 to that 313. So your one attack will do 348 whole damage to that person. If I roll a critical for you, that's like a yellow die, I'll times that by 2. Boom, you just did 696. If you get lucky and get a red, I'll times that by 4. You just did 1,392 damage. Whap, from a little smack of a stick. Does that explain right there kind of how it'll work a little bit?
Yeah, I thought, however, that the damage boost from your stat was rounded down. Basically, you only get the boost once you hit that target number.
I don't know why, but that just
But
shut off
anyway.
my brain trying to comprehend that question. I don't know why.
Are
It
you
was going
okay?
fine.
They're asking about threshold values.
All right. So just think about it like this. Anytime it comes to a fraction, so when it comes to your base stats, when it comes to the base stats that you've got there and you've added your levels to it and all that other stuff you've added to it, you're going to divide that by 4 to tell you what your stats themselves will give you for damage. Then you'll add that to the weapon's scaling itself, and then you'll add your AT from your level. It's a bunch of addition.
Yeah, I got that. I just thought that for the damage boost that you get from your stat, that you didn't move up to the next one until you basically until you hit like that minimum number instead of
Wait.
rounding.
Until you hit what minimum number?
So basically, like, say you have 79 dexterity, you wouldn't get that extra bonus for the 80 dexterity until you hit 80. Like, it would.
Yeah,
just
no. You wouldn't get that extra bonus. You're right. You'll round down to what the nearest dividend of 4 is for you. I use 4 because 4 is just an easy number to divide mathematically by.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Anyway, I was just making sure I had my equation in here right. I'm just using a floor equation.
Your equation is correct. Don't doubt
Was
yourself.
all.
You got the big brain. Yeah. So yeah. So let's just do like another random one. 79 in X stat. You'll take that. Cool. You divide 79 by 4, you get 19 damage. You're throwing that 75 to the curb. Then you're going to add your... Say you somehow... None of you are getting it, so don't fucking think this is a sign. You got an S-rank weapon from one of your benefactor parents or relatives who only wants to buy your affection because they don't actually like you. Alright? So you're going to now get 8 damage from like that knife for every one of its main attributes. So if it's like dexterity, you would get that plus 79 times 8, and then that's 651 plus 0.75. Deke that 75 to the trash like hopes and dreams, boys, 'cause that's where it's going. Then you'll add your AT. Say you're like, you have an AT of, I don't know, 130. And then you throw that and keep just throwing that 7.5 to the curb. Boom, there it goes. That's how much damage you did. Is all those numbers added up 781 damage. And if I crit and you're lucky, if the gods care about you, you get 3,127. But the critting is solely on me because I'm trying to add an element of surprise to make you little fucking crackheads happy to see the big shiny numbers killing the enemy.
Okay. So, all right. So you were saying we should start up with Beatrice begging from Yon.
Yeah,
that's how it would go.
if you guys want to start with money, you'd have to like there's so I want you to remember all who takes care of them, all who are the caretakers for them, and I will actually let you go around and talk to the ones that are there. The ones that are there that are caretakers for all the children. There's Gloria, Janaya, there's Hakon, Joanna, Anasa, and Rita, and then your own parents are your own other parents are there. So, and there's Fuyu, but Fuyu is very adamant about, as he has told all of his children, no. But no, butts are for pooping. Depending on who you ask, they're for something else.
164.25.
Ah, that's gross.
Okay, so
79. What did I fuck up?
my character will have accumulated 106 silver. How much is cost of living at the is going to, or
The army base is gonna. Before you're getting kicked out, you're gonna be spending a whole. What is it? Let's see. You get 1 silver a month, and the.
you said 1
God,
silver a week.
Give me 1 silver a week. No, month is the payment. I'm sorry. God, my ear is driving me. Hold on. Oh, my ear itches. Your pay of cost is for basic living standards is 1 bronze a week. So that's basically you have 6 bronze in 1 silver coin. Because if you want to know how much more money than you have than somebody with a lower nomination of coin, just divide your current coin by 6. Unless all you have is iron coins, then you're at the bottom of the food chain.
Okay.
Well, that's
so
actually not true. There's technically pyrite coins, which nobody will actually take money for, and they're worth half a iron.
It's just like Electrum, right?
Yeah, basically, it's like, what am I gonna use with this?
What am I gonna do with this yellow-looking piece of shit?
It's gold. You fucking kidding me? This isn't gold. How do you know? I'm a fucking mage, bitch. I know gold.
It's got
I use it.
holes in it.
Yeah, but how do you know it's not fancy gold? I'm a mage. I've ground this up and snorted it for science before. Mercury. Yeah, I know. Woo!
All right. So
I found a philosopher's stone.
how many bronze a year was that be?
How many weeks are in a year?
52.
Mhm.
Approximately 50.
52 bronze a year.
Okay.
If you're okay with basic living, which is just 3 hots and a cot, and anything else you pay for yourself. An army marches on its stomach. Well, says this is Balexia. An army usually marches on both of its testicles first, but whatever, you know.
Oh wait, so she's being paid
What?
a
Just tell them
silver
if you can
coin
catch them, you can fuck them.
for
And tell them to run.
payment, and then living expenses is a bronze coin, basically.
Yes, so she's technically getting a value of 5 bronze coins profit a week. And it's a bronze a week to live there for basic cost of living, which 1 silver is 6 bronze. Basically, that'll always be 6 of the previous coin.
So she's making a positive income of 5 bronze a week.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is worth each one is worth a whole 6 iron. So she's basically getting $30 a week positive, if you want to go off of our money.
Okay.
Our crappy green pant money.
Jeans dollars.
Our jeans dollars, yeah.
Bought a PS5 with Cole's cash.
You could, theoretically.
No, somebody did. Because what? They went on sale for like a few minutes and people got like 8,000 PS5s off of Coles.com.
Something like that.
So 5 times 700. Okay. Is there any sort of a bank account that she could put all this in, or is she just carrying all this loose weight?
She could open it up with a literal bank. There are banking guilds that will track an account and everything that are multi-provincial.
Does that come with like magic credit cards, or does she have to go to the bank every time?
If you pay for the really freely look at me, I have more money than sense plan, you can get one of the identification, which are little. Basically, it's a little stuck to your wrist. Really, it's technically bound to you. That if somebody tries to snatch it off your wrist, they'll basically pull you with them because magic, bitch. It's like a little wrist bracelet that you can take to any one of the banking guilds or any place that'll accept it, and they'll subtract the amount with the magic from your uh, account. It'll send a little beep to people and let them know. Of course, that's an expensive account to open
Sounds
because
very
that's a
expensive.
lot of logistics for the banking guilds to have to run for little old you.
Yeah. Just just the anti-theft part of it sounds expensive. So I guess she'll just go to the bank whenever she needs to get more cash.
Now, you can technically take out a loan for your currency anywhere with any of the guilds locations, and they'll just deduct that from your account where you put it all in at.
Oh, so if we go to meet up at an adventuring, probably where everyone's gonna meet up unless we meet at the bar, then I could just like hand in quest complete contracts, and then they'll just add money.
Well, you could turn it into the Adventuring Guild, get your payment from the Adventuring Guild, or you could just say, "Send mine to my bank," and the Adventuring Guild is authorized because you're in the system with the guild. They can take your identification for your adventuring tag, which can be paired and linked to your banking account with a banking guild to be. They can just deposit it for you, so you don't have to do anything if you want to keep building a nest egg, because Berlaxia is underhand. Well, they're very intelligently, but it's one of those, you son of a bitch. They're basically conquering the world by indebting them to their economic prowess.
Conquering through
Okay.
poverty.
Well, no, everybody's
Kinda.
making distributions of wealth. It's just the banking guild started in Berlaxia, and all the systems of ease of everything were all their idea.
All right.
Yes. economic penetration, because Berlaxi has made sure that if anybody starts a war with them, they're going to bleed every fucking day that they fight them.
Okay, so I'm going to try and purchase some basic items. Presumably her parents gave her some form of clothes, or at least the tribe's people that she came from.
Yeah, so you'll have gotten simple. It's going to make it very easy for you. You'll have a full, simple set of relatively comfortable insulated fur. That insulated fur has a nice E rank in scaling for armor. And because it's a light armor, it goes off of your dexterity. Have fun with that.
Alright. For... so, items, sling, start off with.
Ah, yes, the sling. That's a dexterity-based weapon. It's got itself a nice little D. Because, I mean, all you're doing is shooting rocks at people.
Alright, D rank. A pouch of, let's say, 20 whistling bullets for it.
Oh, right, yeah, ammunition scales too. Whistling bullets have, because, well, whistling bullets are expensive and they're hard to make, they have a pretty decent C rank in scaling with, because they go to the sling, they get a free dexterity scale.
Alright, javelin. Nothing fancy, just a sharpened stick. Something that she
Just-
could make on her own.
That's an E.
Okay.
That does, like, most things that are going to be thrown or require precision usually require, well, actually, technically that's a hybrid because it's a throwing spear, and that needs a little bit of muzzle, so that's a strength dexterity, so there you go. Ow. My nose. My nose.
Okay, friction folding knife. Pocket knife.
Knives are always going to be dexterity, unless it's like a really tiny dinky one, then I might give it a random stat like agility or something.
No, this is
Like a
just
one-
for, like, woodwork, making javelins and stuff. Cutting people.
Yeah, it's not meant for fighting, so it'll have an F rank in dexterity for scaling.
Alright.
Dark Souls can make everything dexterity, so can I.
Yeah. Why is this
Well,
hammer
I mean, you
dexterity?
can smash with a bat, but if you don't know how to finesse with the bat, you just always get the same kind of crushing damage. If you go, instead of down, you go up, sometimes you can launch that bitch's head.
Yeah, that's just more
Dexterity is
strength than
important.
dexterity.
That's
No,
ju-
it's usually when it comes to blunt force, it's always going to be strength. A good way that I'll explain it real quick. If it's like a knife or a bow or anything that requires some sort of fine handwork to use, dexterity. If it's very simple, choppy choppy, hacky hacky, smashy smashy, it's going to probably be strength. If it's a poke 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 poke, I have a shield, you can't do anything. Poke poke poke, it's probably agility or strength.
I just want to see a hammer, some ungodly, unwieldy thing, unless you dexterous enough, and then it's as light as a feather.
I mean, you'll be able to physically lift heavier stuff as your strength goes up, because you'll be building muscle mass, and you'll also be
Oh, that's
suffering
fair.
from it. Unless you get specific things like the cannon lance that Kevin has, which, without his combat harness, would literally shatter his fucking right side skeletal structure from the back blast.
that's what happens.
Because that's the whole point of it's the whole point of it when you have a literal cannon in your hand.
And the last
It's a
thing,
good thing he doesn't use his sneak much.
bow and saw combination hammer. I'm thinking she would have had this custom made at a forge.
So here's the thing: when you have a weapon custom made, I figured you guys would like this. You can actually assign what it scales with
Oh, by like picking the materials and stuff.
based off of the materials. The materials themselves. You can have the artisan assign what it will scale with specifically and only for you, as the commissioner, but based off the materials, the rarer the materials, the higher its passive scaling will be. And that's what you can use XP for, actually, is certain weapons, depending on certain material qualities, can only go up to certain levels of scale rank, but you can use your XP to take it to an artisan, pay them your XP for them to put into the weapon, and slowly increase its scaling. Yeah, technically, to go from like F to E, you need at least 10,000 saved XP, and then from that, it's gonna be always gonna be times. What is it? I think it's I made it times 5, so you need to go 10 to 50,000. Then you need 50 to 250, and so on and so forth.
Fucking ignore that. I did that too early.
So basically, what I'm wanting is a sternum hammer. Basically, it's essentially a ball peen hammer. Just the peening part, not the hammer part. And from the grip, damn it, what's that called? It's not a band saw. It's like a 1-foot section of band saw held in place with like a C-shaped bit of metal. What's that called?
A hacksaw?
Hacksaw, yeah. Basically hacksaw arms, so that they can just get different varieties of iron saw teeth and whatever they need to use it for. If they're going up against, like, stone, they could deal with that. If they're going up against flesh, they could deal with that.
Okay. So that would have been expensive, though. So I'm assuming that's where most of their paycheck actually went, was making this weapon so they could adventure with it.
Yeah, this was their ticket out of the army to, like, hey, I'm gonna go kill things instead of watching hundreds of people die every day. Gonna focus on these beans, not all of them's beans.
Yeah, a lot of adventurers used to be soldiers in some capacity. It's because they can't settle down that easy because nerves and all that. So the adventurer's life is what they need. And a lot of sailors used to be adventurers. There's a progression cycle in life.
It's almost like intense stress.
Or a lot of soldiers used to be sailors. Yeah, or a lot of adventurers or soldiers also used to be. There is this back and forth between stressful jobs.
At what point
it is so
do you just become a monk? It's like, no, fuck this, no more stress.
There are literally monks, like priests and stuff, like the Ecclesias class, which they don't want to see everybody suffer, so they'll go out in the field and they'll do their best to support them, and try and keep their faith strong. They're the support roles, unless you get up to an exarch. Don't fuck with them, or they will literally smite. They will literally throw their god at you. I smite you with my god. You mean with the wrath of your god? Oh god! Yes, my god. I'm going back to heaven now. Ah! It burns! Hurry up and ascend!
Stop being pedantic and ascend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you threw me and I landed on my car keys, so this is your punishment.
So how are we gonna stat that out? It's already a dual weapon, being hammer.
It's a dual weapon, and because of the nature of it, it is a hammer saw. So is it a fixed hammer haft? 100. I want to make sure, or is it a meteor hammer?
It is fixed. It can be used as a meteor hammer by putting a carabiner around it, essentially.
So because it's a fixed shaft, naturally, what it is it is going to be a strength and dexterity based weapon, because you need strength and dexterity. You need the strength to cut through the bone or the rock, and you need dexterity to not cut through the artery behind said bone or rock, depending on what you're doing.
Or
your own hand.
Flesh, yes.
Yeah.
How about that one surgery that caused 3 people to die?
I fucking love that. The only surgery with a 300% mortality rate. All right. So now, to be fair to everybody here, save for Kevin, because he's been here for 20 years, and he's going to be taking on the role of designated babysitter. So he gets to have higher level stuff with higher tiers and stats. Plus, he was willing to be the guinea pig to see how somebody responds to getting kicked back a few feet every time they shoot a gun.
He's got a natural
We will
shock
let
absorber with that big old tail, though. You can just kind of lean back on it slightly.
and yes, Vipera still have tails. They are very prone to using them. Actually, fun fact, this is an inadvertent happy alignment in the lore. There are a lot of Vipera-based cannon lancers because they are naturally built to support that much shock.
Oh, we're tripods.
I mean, ogres are tripods too.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I can do that too. Watch it. You gotta lean forward a little bit. Yeah. Doesn't that hurt? Yes.
Huxley learned that he is no longer the strongest wrestler that has inhabited Jania's bar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's seen Mons like, I will wrestle you. Oh, okay. There's a small man groping my pecs. Move! No, you didn't say please. Please move? Oh, yeah. Not me. Oh, sorry. You wanted me to move. My bad. Momentum. Pendulum swings both ways. The materials that I'm made of, I'll go ahead and give you the because you're gonna need it, so you don't get murdered. I'll let you have one of the two parts of it made of a rare material, and the other one made of a common material.
Well, saw blades definitely made of iron to be cheap and replaceable.
So you want your hammer to be made of your peen, your ball peen to be made of the rare materials for durability.
I'll be right back.
Take your time. Now,
Yeah.
hear me out. You can have one or two saw blades that are specifically made of a rare material for ultra hard material cutting, if you need be.
That's for later.
Okay.
So the haft is wood for, vibration dampening reasons.
Alright,
with
yeah.
a full metal tang, saw blade, and the hammer.
Okay.
And the hammer head can be made of... Actually,
A rare metal. There's a lot of rare metals in this world.
Let me
You can
look
have
up elements list real site based on that.
well, the elements list. If you want some help, you could get purified steel, which is a little bit different.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Past it.
Is there any information on races, like a race list that I can look over real quick?
Did you not get the playable races list I sent?
I don't think so. Where was that sent?
Shit posting as well, but it was sent a week ago. So I'll just grab it real quick too. Don't worry. What
I'm
are you?
We
sorry.
should make a quick restroom stop while we're working on this.
This is why we work on a zero session. What exactly is causing so much of a problem, though, nerd? Just let me know.
Nothing. I'm just trying to make sure that I get everything squared away.
All right. Well, I appreciate you making sure you get everything squared away. There you go. That should open up
Sweet.
the
Thank
playable races. You know what? While I'm here, actually, I'm going to go ahead and edit this with Word for the Web. And I'm just going to go change like one or two words down there where it's half humans. Ivy helped me out and change one of the words that I needed and removes the. Oh, yeah, this needs to be removed. The ignoring the resistances stuff.
And so I'll be right back.
Okay, let me go ahead and remove all this right here. Up to here? Question mark? Boop.
I forgot titanium was like super common.
Yes, that is an extremely common metal.
6,600 parts per million in the entire Earth's crust.
Yep.
Estimated.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. This is better. This is Mucho El Badero.
Mucho El Bueno. Alright. So yeah, ignore all like this. There's some stuff in here that we'll need to ignore. I'll touch this up later on. But I got all the relevant, pertinent information that'll make playing possible for everybody to do. Okay, now half breeds. So you change this to half breeds from half
Probably.
humans here.
Probably not a good idea to have a hammer made of helium.
You could
It would
actually
be really good for fighting water elementals.
You could.
Especially magnesium right next to it.
You.
Combine them and then smack a water elemental.
I
Hey,
like
you leave-
having
Again.
my limbs attached to my body thing.
It's on a stick.
You want to make it worse? Just use potassium.
Literally the next thing down on the
Mix
list.
sodium, potassium, and you can put it into an ornate glass structure and call it a holy hammer of smite.
What's that one element that just doesn't want to exist?
Raincium.
Yeah.
Tin as well. Tin, when it oxidizes, it does weird shit.
Technically, one of the elements that doesn't ever want to exist again, and if you do it, you'll piss it off, is foof. You know, because there's a saying in chemistry class, is like tiptoe. I knocked over the foof, and it went foof, and now I have to explain the crater to my landlord.
What?
I knocked over the foof, and it went foof, so now I have to explain the crater to my landlord.
What?
Fluorine, oxygen, oxygen, fluorine. Foof.
Poof.
That's two insanely volatile chemicals right next to each
Yeah,
other.
and
Yeah.
a lot of chemists, including some very prominent ones, but all have this consensus that the guy that made foof had to have been dared by another chemist friend to make something insane on a no balls kind of request. Because in his work, I can't remember his name. It's Daniel something. He said, "No chemist in their right fucking mind would ever combine 2 parts fluorine and 2 parts oxygen." That's why we're confident that foof was made on a dare.
And the fact that it can exist
Yes, it
is
can.
amazing.
Difluorine dioxygen.
Fact
Do
that
not fuck with foof.
we have 2 bottles here: dihydrogen monoxide and dioxide monoxygen.
What if you mix them?
Don't.
Don't.
Someone in the back. What if you mix them? Gonna.
No balls.
You won't, no balls. I will. Watch me. I'll do it now. Fuck you.
You could be like Glyco when he was teaching a class when they're like trying to heckle him is like, and as you can see, the apparatus in question for this level of divination magic makes for a wonderful thrown object. Ow! Shut up!
Shut up in my classroom.
Yeah. There you go. I shouted shut up. Now you can picture angry Glyco.
Is titanium
I will
magnetic?
fuck you. I think
I think it's magnetic the same way copper is. Eddy currents.
Let's...
my friend Eddie.
hexagonal.
Okay. It is paramagnetic.
All right.
Okay.
So, Dirk, how is your character sheet coming along?
My brain! No, it's coming along fine.
All right. Well,
Just
we're gonna go ahead and
tweaking
do a
things.
little bit of stuff here. I want to start maybe by hearing Shadow beg for money from one of his caretakers.
Okay. Is it the middle of the day?
They would have been. It probably would have been around like 10 o'clock when everybody's starting to really get up because Hakon's old and sleeps a lot now.
I can see Fionn coming down from his room looking for Janaya.
Aluminum
Ah.
is also
Yes, it is. Tell you what, I'll do you good. I'll give you a hammer made out of
Osmium.
purified aluminum.
I'm kidding.
That's a rare material. Purified aluminum. There you go.
Purified
Yeah, but
aluminum?
it's soft though, isn't it?
What they do when they
No.
purify, so purified metals in this world are metals that they've taken and used in magic to completely remove any of the impurities, increasing their natural carbon structure as much as they can.
Oh,
So if you have a
they're creating a carbon lattice between the
Basically.
the crystal. Okay.
and it depends on what the material that they purify with magic is on how great it is in its durability. Like that's why a purified steel sword can break a hardened steel sword like a fucking piece of, ice if you hit it hard enough because it has a much stronger molecular bond with itself.
Hang on. Look up.
It's kind of funny too, because if you're trying to make a warhammer, essentially, out of a chunk of aluminum, it has to be a fairly sizable head first to be considered a warhammer, and on top of that, aluminum. Yes, aluminum is considerably lighter than steel, but a chunk of aluminum that would be a reasonable size for a hammer is still going to be fucking heavy. Just
It
not
is.
as heavy.
It is still worth noting, though, that when they purify something, because they're aware that they lose mass from the impurities going away, they add the purified element to itself, basically
Okay.
by taking a block. Say, like, if you're making a sword out of or you're purifying steel, they're taking a hardened steel sword, or just a steel sword, they're magically purifying it, pulling out all of the impurities that can make it a weaker version of itself, reducing its mass, and they're taking fresh steel and adding just the steel from that on top of it, so it has the same general profile and mass, but it'll still be either a little denser or a little less dense.
Okay, so it's interesting that you picked aluminum. I'm sure you picked it because of the weight, but it is a face-centered cubic crystal structure, and carbon also has a face-centered diamond cubic structure. So that actually makes a really strong nanoscale structure.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll take that.
That because of that means if you hit something with your hammer, and it's going to have a B scaling in strength.
Okay.
It's also most of your life savings.
I would not be surprised. Something super fancy, purified with magic.
Yes, you got Janaya. Here, I got you this, son. And then you've got Hakon who just walks over and takes the sword from them. No. No.
Okay, so
No.
how much will that hammer cost?
That hammer would have cost you about 120 silver. Most of your silver.
Okay. And the bone saw mod?
The bone saw, because it's pretty cheap, it's just add something on the other end and make me a bunch of cheap iron blades. Okay, that'll be, let's see, 2 silver for the modification, and 3 silver for 10 iron blades. Pretty cheap, because iron is dirt cheap, and they're just adding something to the other end. That's fine. But the fact that you got a rare material as the other end of it is why it costs so much.
Right. I'm just figuring
So all
out
in all,
how...
you spend about 100. You'll spend about 125 silver on just this saw slash hammer thingy of yours. I love the idea because you know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the janitor's knife wrench idea from Scrubs.
Yeah.
It's completely impractical in 90% of the world, and I love it. Knife wrench, practical and safe. ER, that way. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how much funds I have left over after purchasing everything. Javelins, they can make themselves. Whistling
Trees, which are
bullets. Yeah, trees are usually.
Whistling bullets, you've got what, 20?
But it can be less. Tell me how much one costs.
One of them is going to run you about a silver a bullet because of the nature of whistling bullets. The artisan has to sit there, take it, and it all depends on the material. But say you have like just standard lead, they have to sit there, take it, and they have to hand make the whistling bullet. So you're basically paying for their labor with each silver.
Yeah.
Now there are some places where you can find it mass produced, but do you want quality whistling bullets or do you just want cheap whistling bullets?
The idea behind a sling bullet is that it's never coming back, so whatever material is cheapest, usually lead. It's both heavy, and if it actually ends up inside of someone, that's bad.
They can make you a iron wrapped lead whistling bullet, which is a lot cheaper because they can cut down on the lead and just use a bunch of iron they have lying around, and they can make you about 20 of those for about 12 silver.
Wouldn't, just lead by itself be cheap? Because you can pour that?
Normally, until you realize that this is a world where they're using things like artillery and guns.
I guess all of the lead's getting put into buckets, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's still a war going on in other parts of the world, and everybody's selling it. So war effort.
I am
Do
the
your
one
part.
World War II person going into battle with a sword and bow.
Hey, he actually got a kill with that bow.
He got a lot of assists.
He had a lot of assists with that bow and sword combo.
Oh, he also got a kill, a confirmed kill.
You guys remember that dude that traveled from Texas to, I think it was Texas, or it's a southern state, from a southern state to all the way to fucking, got picked up on his way to Iraq or wherever, and they caught him in Yemen, and he was traveling with a sword because he was going to go cut Osama bin Laden's head off.
Yeah.
I think it was a Texan dude, and he was like, of course, this... See, we have our own Florida men, we just don't have the sunshine law. I wish we did.
Yeah.
Because they have to leave the state to find out about them.
Okay, so iron wrapped lead bullets, 1 silver per.
Iron wrapped lead bullets, you can get, just say they're about 1 per, 1 silver per, and you get a dozen of them for 12. Go figure.
Okay, so we'll just go with a dozen. There's limited situations where they're useful outside of hunting. So
They're a good distractionary device.
they are very good. That's why they whistle.
Right.
The point of them whistling is, hey, what's that noise?
So when they look and they see it, all they see is it coming right for their eye.
Sling.
Ow.
I don't know how good they are at crafting yet. Making a sharp stick is one thing. Any 4-year-old child can do that. A sling is a little harder.
Basically, how things like crafting work, because it's considered a technically a profession. A real good way to look at it. Get out of here, bug. Go shoot. Sorry about that. Bug was inviting itself into my personal space. For every time that you attempt it, that's going to be 1 attempt. And fucking hair, and it will go up. Basic. I swear to God, every week you get is 1 point, or every week into doing a profession is 1 point closer to what you need to get to like the base level of it, which is essentially beginner. And it's 10 points to beginner, and then it immediately goes to 100 points, and then it goes to 1,000, and so on and so forth.
Okay. So yeah, she's probably not going crafting her profession specific stuff. So
Okay, well technically it's each time you do it, it's 1 point. You know what? You'll get it. I'll
we'll
type that
get
down
it.
later too.
So she'll probably have
Here's my
had
thought.
a sling made.
Out of my face! I'll kill you here.
What sort of materials would be? I know there's simple rope slings, but sort of other things.
What kind of budget are you looking for? Cheap or cost efficient? I guess you could say, to use a military term.
Let's take a look at the range and then we'll.
Well, in your price range, say, assume that you have say 100 silver left to spend. You could probably get some slightly elasticized leather for about 60 silver, because it'll give you a lot more hurling power and range. That's a good solid 200 to 300 yards that you can snap somebody with it, but you know,
All right.
now it's not fully elasticized, but it's slightly stretchy. It's leather it's leather that's made from a specific, technically, feature that has a very flappiness to it, I guess you could say.
Do you have to maintain a leather that with?
I mean, that's your problem, not theirs.
Okay.
What?
So
I don't have to tell you these. I could be trying to jip you as the salesman. You don't know.
what's
Never said I was on your side.
below that?
Below that, you could just get standard leather. That'll give you about a good 200 yards at max if you got a good arm. But it can still throw that fucking stone about 60 to 70 miles an hour. So well within the range to cause an you bitch moment.
How much does that cost?
That's a lot cheaper at about 32 silver. Leather's still kind of a pain in the ass for artisans to make.
All right. I think I'll
gotta-
go with that one.
It's mostly more expensive now because they're not really paying for getting it themselves. They're paying for the fact that they got it from a guild who got it from adventurers. Have to pay It's a brutal circle.
the friction folding knife. Think they would have that already, or do you think buy it?
We'll say that was a gift from the tribe,
Okay.
because the tribe will usually make a parting gift for them to take out into the world, and it'll have little trinkets or iconography of the tribe to remind them of home.
Okay. And being in the army, did they give her a medic's satchel or like a backpack or anything to carry their supplies in?
Yep, they gave her a fanny pack to carry their supplies in. That increases their inventory space by a whole 35 points. So you have 155 now. Just remember, your base is 120 slots. And I'm doing that to force you to do more math. Yes, I want math everywhere. Wahahaha.
All of the
Are
classes.
you smarter than a 5th grader? Chances are, from what I'm hearing, not.
Usually not, because they ask really obscure questions.
They do. Bro, who the fuck was learning to triangulate the damn position of the asshole of that Solomon dude from the Bible when they were 7 and shit? What's going on
Pythagoras
here?
can find his own fucking theorem. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You can fucking greedy your own cup right up your fucking ass.
All right. So the fanny pack is equipped to the belt slot. Does that
Yep.
does that provide them crotch armor?
It will give you a scaling of F, but technically it provides you with armor. Ah, fuck, I forgot to add armor, hit points, ads, whatever. Armor and weapons have durability. I'll deal with that later.
You can deal with that when it becomes an issue.
I could, yeah, just for right now, unless you immediately go running into, multiple conflicts in a row, you'll probably have time to get your shit repaired at the guild, which they'll take out of your pay.
Basically, everything my character is going to be carrying is replaceable, except for, their main weapon.
All right. Anything else? So if not, I'm gonna torture Shadow.
So, fur, clothes, fanny pack, and javelin. Which
Prosthetic.
they don't have a prosthetic. It's just a stub. They
Oh, it's
use
just the stub.
yeah.
Right.
They use soul magics and stuff to grab things with their non-arm.
Yeah, that will require them to basically use mana to call out to a spirit, like, "Hey, bitch, help me!"
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's basically how that's gonna work. Is it's not even your arm; it's just like an arm that it's like, you know what, my arm kind of fits in your socket. You can use it
Yeah.
here.
Basically, I imagine it's mostly a willpower thing. Like, hey, do this. I don't wanna do it. Fine. And that's why. That's another.
Oh!
That would have been another reason why they got out of the army because of the breakdown that happened.
It's understandable. Well, tell you what. Okay, so
I think that's everything.
Yigish! No shoes and or possible transportation. I'll give you one free pony.
Do the bunnies need shoes? Have paws or feet?
They have paws. They're very durable paws at that.
Okay, so they got thumpers.
Yeah, but I was talking about, like, for great distances of travel,
Yeah,
like a mount.
Yeah.
Little Shetland pony.
Fucking. Actually, if it's a Lapinar as the demi-human tribe, it'd probably be a baby wildebeest.
A baby wildebeest.
I mean,
Ew.
I rolled dice for it. They're only 5'6".
Well, yeah, a baby wildebeest. Mind you, I say baby YLD. Well, technically, you can call them wild beast. If you want to. The babies are about the size of quarter horses.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a six-legged. Okay, how to describe these guys real quick? They got 6 legs, like a big ass monitor lizard, except they have a shit, Derek. What do you call it? It's like a hard. Basically, they got like a blade horn on their face, and they've got large lizard jaws that have crushing structure rather than biting structure.
That sounds crocodilian to me.
I mean, there might as well be.
Just
If you
call
don't
them
know
galloping alligators with a flowering jaw.
no. Shut up. Go back
I'm
to Shark
doing
Tank and do your
numbers.
shit.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even give you that much homework.
Well, I was doing other things that required or that resulted in paycheck. I'm sorry.
Fine. Okay, well, I'm gonna torture Shadow. Shadow,
Yes.
you and Ivy can do stuff. Talk amongst yourselves if you want. Or go approach one of the adults that is also gonna be me at this point. Except, like Alana and Ivy and my you be your own vaginas. I'll be my vaginas.
Oh, you know what? I actually overspent. I only have 130 silver to spend.
Tell you what, you'll get a small loan of a whole 40 silver from your tribe because that's all they could muster from the trades. There. I'm not gonna do any more recalculating. I'll let you have that. Okay, ambience in the background.
See Fion going into the bar looking for Janaya. Ma! Ah! Where you at? I need to ask you something.
Back here, you drunken bastard.
I'm not drunk. You know I get this from me, from what? Is he just gonna have to say "ma" for 2 times?
I mean,
Is he called
Mom for
Janaya
one
Pa?
and mum for the other.
oh no, Janaya, as Janaya's done to weird him out, is like, you can call me daddy like your mother.
No. Stop.
Stop. He just goes back to where she was. Hey, hey,
Ah,
boy.
yes, the forge. Rising Hot Forge.
I wonder if I could borrow some money.
What? And then they'll wait until you go to speak again and then strike the hammer at the same exact time.
Rude.
Alright, I see where this is going.
What the hell? Wait, what do you mean, young man? Are you talking down to me?
Don't
No.
talk back to your
Little-
mother that way. Answer me.
Like, she'll
Shut up.
raise up these. You know what? They'll raise up a very ornate-looking sword that they're working on and angrily slot it into its little oil bath to temper. You know what? Fine then.
What? What did I do?
Hold on. We're gonna sit here in awkward silence and wait, so I have emphasis. And they'll look at the clock on the wall. After about 5 minutes, they'll reach over and pull out this blade. And it's a very gorgeous looking longsword. They've even gone and put a bunch of fancy heraldry on it from the bar and everything, and even put your name across it on either side. There we go.
What's that?
This was gonna be yours.
Pause.
Yeah, it's a handcrafted. I made sure it could cut through anything. And then your grandfather said no.
You mean Grandpa Hakon?
Yeah, he said no, because it's not fair. He said, well, will you make one for the other children? I said, no, because I didn't make them children. That's not fair. He's right. I hate that he's right, because he's fucking old. And I'm older than him, but fuck him and being older than me somehow.
Well,
Alright, well, set this in the etch, I guess, and she'll wait for it to cool off more, give it a good rinse, and then dry it, and then lower it into the etch and stand there. So what do you want?
I was wondering if I could borrow a little bit of money.
Mm, no. I mean, what do you need money for?
Anything that I'll need whenever we're gone.
That's what you're going there for, is to get money.
Kickstart never hurt anyone.
You think I had a kickstart when I got kicked out of my former job and made a fugitive and ran literally across the other side of the world? Or rode a boat across the other side of the world. I'm not running anywhere. Exactly. You know what I had to help me? Drake. Before he was normal and sane. You know, not your calm, collected uncle who's also a knight and has that really pretty blue white armor with the red and the green and the. God damn, his armor's pretty. I made it. I know it's pretty.
Are you okay there, Ma?
Yeah, I'm just having a small erection at my own artistry. I said small.
Hey,
Got a band down there out of politeness, boy. You have one of these, you know how they are. You wake up. Great.
I am aware of how it is, Ma.
Like a divining rod, really. It'll lead you to water. Alright.
It will not let you drink.
So, I made you a sword, therefore I'm not going to give you money because I already gave you money in the form of a sword that I'm not going to give you. There's logic behind this, and you're too young to understand it.
So when will I be getting this one?
At some point, go talk to your mother if you want money. Or, you know, I don't know, go see if somebody's a pushover for you. And by the way, Drake's your cousin's kind of your uncle Drake's son's a little kind of upset right now because he's being basically kicked out and having to live his life. So you remember what it is? Fingers in when he's near.
Aye.
You're gonna give me a hug, or I don't have any mugs in here. Note to self: forge a mug made out of metal to throw.
Alright, and he's gonna go over and give her a hug.
Head
Don't
pats.
worry. I'll be safe.
Got my ears. These are. It's gonna get you all the ladies. The big and soft ears, and the paws, and the mane. Look at your mane.
Master.
Oh, I made you. I'm a good craftsman.
Hey, yes, you are, Ma.
Ah, yes.
I
Struck
still
my
don't.
ego.
Still don't
Go.
see how you and Mum got together.
It was pretty much like, hey, you want to fuck? And it's like, yeah, sure. And it just kind of stayed from there. Pretty cut and dry. Like, yeah, sure.
I mean,
You hear the
fair
dog.
enough.
All right, go on. Go find your other cousins. Go do life things before I kick you.
All right, bye. And he'll leave the forge and head back out to the main room.
Trying to make a shield. Yes, the main room. Bar's currently closed today, but it does have pretty much some of the mercenaries there, the ones that have stayed. Shut up! Yeah, I'm gonna get the pellet rifle. Shut up! Hey! Pissing me off! Okay, moving aside. Yeah.
Janaya has returned after bitching at the patrons, who happen to be a
Basically
group
just-
of dog-like demi-humans.
A group of dog demi-humans came in with their.
That's basically what they do.
House!
That's it. I'm getting the hammer!
I could see. I could see. Wow, just blanked on her name. I just set it up a second ago.
Janaya.
Thank you. I could see Janaya, instead of throwing a full-size mug at the kid, she just throws a shot glass. Just pink.
You are extremely accurate to what she throws at small children.
Plink.
It would still really hurt, but it's not going to cause permanent damage.
Babies are no exception when they piss her off. She has thimbles just for them.
Oh god, she just kind of just reaches over to those massively powerful forearms. Just flick. It's a good thing you got a soft spot. Otherwise, that might hurt.
Wah.
Meh. All right.
There are.
There are. I love you, daddy. Fucking love that kid. All right. Go talk to your other mother, quick. Or let's see, who's currently sitting there? Drake is over in the corner, and his son's having an argument with him, and promptly you can see it coming because he goes to bite at his fingers, and then he gets smacked on the forehead. And he tries to bite his finger again, so he smacks him on the back of the head. And then you watch this for about 10 or 15 seconds of just him bobbing his head back and forth with slaps.
You just see him
That's
just...
what Drake's doing. And you can see his son, fucking fight you! With his teeth a bare. Then there's Hakon sitting over there being large and old, comfy, just wearing himself a very loose fitting robe for once and loose fitting jeans, having put his armor aside years ago. Enjoying his whatever the fuck that strong black drink he drinks every morning is.
Grandpa Hakon, how you doing?
I'm alive, so I'm doing fairly good, I suppose.
That's good.
How about you, young man?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Hmm.
Can't say anything too bad, other than putting weird images in my head again.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. It's alright,
Say-
though.
What did we say about using divination for purposes?
But, you know, let's look at it this way. At least your room didn't used to be right beside theirs.
Alright, I think my character sheet is set up well enough
Good job.
for now. We'll work on it more later. I'm gonna go.
I'd like to get everybody established and on their way before we cancel anything. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, sorry about your shiny sword. I told your mother no, because it's not really fair. Your mother's an excellent craftsman. Never she used to give you a sword, now you'd never have to swing with any effort. And you'd have such spindly arms all your life.
The thing is, I've been watching and I've taken more of a interest in bows.
Oh, that's a shame that he's not here then.
Ooh,
I can't remember his name. He was, used to be a member of our mercenary company before he went back to his people to help them. He was a very kind soul, didn't speak a leak of any common tongue. But he was a very amazing bowman and a great tracker. Hmm.
alright.
Of course, you could always talk to your aunt if you want to learn how to use a bow.
Oh,
Now Ivy's pretty good with them. She learned from some, and she also learned some from that one woman who's got the weird special panties.
your special what?
Panties, you know, things, the
Aye.
undergarments for women.
Aye, no, I get that, but before I go anywhere else and get mentally scarred for the rest of my life, I'm going to stop asking questions right there.
Would you like mental scars or
And he'll open his robes and show off what looks like a large crescent wound on his stomach.
a physical one like that?
Uh, I'd rather not have either, but I'll take a physical scar over a mental one.
Well, I'll tell you what. Forget to check to make sure that you have your breastplate attached all the way when you're 17 years old, or in this case 20 years old, and get hit by a large axe from a very angry knight.
Fion's just gonna kind of rub his own chest. I'll take that note to heart.
Good news is, though, he got rid of the tumor I had on my intestines, so that's a bonus.
Aye.
Oh,
So,
before you go, and he'll reach into his robe and pull out a very small cloth coin purse and set it down.
I'm going to give you 20 silver. That is enough for an inn, strong drink, and a very cheap and easy to use weapon.
thank you, Uncle. Thank you, Grandpa.
Mhm. Drink my morning coffee.
And he'll drink the thick black sludge, whatever the fuck he's drinking.
Well, I'm gonna go and rescue my cousin before he gets his brain too smacked around in his head. So what is Drake's son's name?
Fuck, hold on, let me see if I can find it. I've been looking for it. Oh, I know it's on my phone. And just accept the snarling noises. You're not a dog.
Cousin! My cousin! Come on, let's go play some games.
Drake will look away for a moment and raise a little wooden dowel up as he goes to bite his hand.
You heard your cousin go play, boy.
Come on, let's go outside and wait for the others. Hello?
That's fine.
Still here.
Okay.
I exist.
suppose this would be a good point for a meanwhile for me, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just a quick aside. Values of the is that per coin or is that is that based off of from the iron coin? Because
Based off the difference from the iron coin.
okay, so a gold coin is not worth 216.
No, it's worth 216 iron coins.
Yeah, it's not 216 above silver coin.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Just making sure I did my math right.
Each coin is worth 6 times the previous kind. Okay, so meanwhile, you've got Beatrice trying to beg for, well, a couple of things from her mother. Her clothing is heavily influenced from people from our world because they told her all about that, and she's like, I gotta have that. And so at this point, Yon is staring at her, not impressed. And probably the first thing you'll hear is, what the fuck are you wearing? And so what she appears to be wearing is basically, it kind of looks like a bomber jacket. It's kind of like more
There's
fancy.
his name.
What's his name?
it's got-
I'm listening, Ivy.
okay, I didn't want to interrupt. But anyway, it's just like your basic leather jacket with a fluffy collar, and she's wearing a matching leather skirt that does the job, but barely. And she's wearing boots, basically custom tailored to fit the size of her feet and legs, that are basically super high and laced up the inner side. And of course, she's got 2 belts. One is worn right, the other is worn around her chest as a shirt. So this is why Yon is staring at her like she's an idiot.
Okay, first off, what is Ivy's eldest son with Fuyu?
I'd have to open up.
Well, you
I'd
can't
have
because
to
you don't have
open
your
up the
internet.
sheet. It's on my computer.
Oh, okay.
I have to just scroll a bunch.
But yes, Drake's son is named Mab. I thought it was named
Said
Mob.
Mab?
It's Mob, but you can
Mab?
call him Mab. Marb. It's Welsh, so just read it as English. It's easier.
Oops, I think I scrolled.
Don't even try to type it.
I typed it in English for you. Right there in the Discord.
I am not sure because I don't think I got them onto this sheet.
All right, let me.
remember I had asked about them, but
I gave the names in this Darkcast. Let me just scroll up. I'll find them.
I could have
Mob.
sworn I maybe I was thinking Austin. But yeah, I'll look for it to see if I can find it in here.
So
All right. Well,
mobilized status has a max duration of turns. What happens after?
it transitions to crippling for the same amount of turns if it was applied for that many turns.
Make you lose control.
All right. So Katane had Azumi, Kaneko, and Takahashi. Sin was her oldest son's name,
I thought
I
that was
believe. That
Austin.
was Or is that Martha's? I don't know. You all had babies with him. It's your job to track them when I gave you the names. Well, until you can find Ivy's, we'll just make it Sin, who's just sitting there staring at Beatrice like she's kind of insane. Because he's wearing clothes much like his father, you know. A robe, a pair of kimono, and just... What is wrong with you?
so Beatrice is just pouting. Wanted to dress ready for adventure.
Don't you think you should wear, you know, armor or something for an adventure? I mean, I suppose you could go topless, but that's one way to distract the enemy.
Well, the that's what the jacket is for.
What is the
And she'll
jacket
just
going
kinda
to do?
grab it again and pull it closed again.
He'll just rub his eyes, just...
Yeah, she tends to make people facepalm a lot.
Younger sibling.
I could see him be
Well,
on
actually,
grind. Him,
technically, Beatrice is going to probably be the oldest of you because she was already 3 when Gloria and Yon got pulled away. So she's 23, well, 24 today because it's been
That's right.
21 years.
24? She's
mhm.
24.
Anyways, why are you begging for money?
To buy supplies. I don't need
Why not just beg for the supplies?
money.
You can beg me for supplies. It's right around that time that he'll get a flick to the back of his ear and just... That took my breath away. And there's the large Fuyu. Don't bully your cousins, brat. You know, he's the very, very distinguished, having his, you know, all the, what is it, technically 9 of his tails comfortably tucked around his waist like a fancy... He's got them tied like one of those large ropes, like one of those large prayer ropes. Because he thinks it looks pretty. Fuck you.
I can see that. Kitty is struggling to open my door.
It's okay. Well, what currently seems to be the issue with Beatrice today? Aside from the fashion statement, if you don't mind me asking.
Well, first of all, she's begging for money.
That's unbecoming of you, young lady.
And she's
Make
gonna
maps.
look back at Yon and then at Fuyu and just... I'd also really like the home tracers. And Yon's gonna just say, no. Once you've proven you're worthy of them, then you
The
use them.
Vantages.
But for now, they're too dangerous. Obvious.
Yes. Oh, please tell me she doesn't ask for Fuyu suckers that he still has.
What does he just make them?
He still makes them, you know, for the adult women he knows. You know, the ones that he sired children with, not the children that he sired.
He's not. He might be promiscuous, but he's not creepy.
I mean, I don't know. Dan's age is 10 for some reason.
And he'll reach in his
That's a
sleeve.
hard yikes.
That's a
By the
hard
way-
yikes, my guy.
Yeah.
He'll just reach over and give Yon a sucker. Yeah, I made another one.
And so she'll look over and then she'll smile and thank you. And she'll take it, hold on to it for a moment, and just kind of hide it up her sleeve. Beatrice is just gonna out some more.
Come, son. We're going to go take you to meet Mab. You two need to talk more. Maybe don't wind up like Faraji and torment him too much. Because, well, Faraji lost the tip of a finger, and then he had to give it back. Wait, what? How do you do that with your tails, Dan? Practice. Much like learning to speak the alphabet without ever moving your lips. What does that mean?
Ventriloquism! Haha!
As they move off to collect supply or not supplies, but go see Mop. Beatrice is gonna look back over at her mother. I can't have 8 coins. Fiona's gonna. You're supposed to be earning them, aren't you? As an adventure. Certainly not with your body.
From the background, your mother is right. And then there's just Gloria, just feet hooked into one of the beams of the underside of the second story, just using it to do sit-ups. Yep.
Can't I have something just for like food?
You can hunt. I'm assuming you can hunt correctly. I should have taught you that. Pretty sure I had you skin a deer. Or was that Faraji? I can't remember. I have a lot of concussions.
Can't hunt a regular ass animal. How do you expect to deal?
And
Wait.
so she'll
Music make me lose
sigh.
control.
Fine.
Don't
And then
cave.
she'll resume pouting. She's very good at this.
Don't cave, honey. You're winning. By the way, is there anything you want? Keep
Could I
running to
ever at
town.
least get a meal for the road?
I tell you what. It's Gloria stopping and just flexing on all the physically inferior non-swoles in the room. The fucking giant topless bunny that'll just drop themselves down. Mind you, it's like, a 12-foot clearance, and there's only about 3 feet over their head when they stand upright. Just realized that Gloria now has a 31-inch bicep on either arm.
That's not a bunny. That's a
It's kind
swanny.
of funny that
It's a
Yolan is kind of
swanny,
getting
yeah.
on Beatrice's case for wearing a belt when Gloria's just like going completely topless.
Exactly. Beatrice brings it up and is like, hey, listen, I've paid my dues as a slut. You haven't.
By the way, where's the funny one? Where's the funny one that always comes by and brings us candy? What's his name? Shadow?
Somewhere.
Just Theon trying to drag away Mab so he doesn't get bapped anymore. Come on.
Yeah, tell mom and fuck it. Yes. He just starts snarling, and then when Fuyu walks up, he just reaches down and stuffs a rice ball that he had up his sleeve into his mouth. And almost immediately, he just slowly calms down, just.
There you go, you rabbit lizard.
Where's your door?
So, is everybody here pretty much just like uncle or aunt?
That's what
To these
happens
kids.
when adults have children.
I mean, If you don't want to call them, hey, person number 3 that fucks my mom.
That's not something that I wanted to make an accidental connection with. I'm gonna go back to editing my charts.
Hey there, person I have a distant genetic relationship with.
Then again, most of Fionn and Beatrice's cousins have one father.
Mm-hmm.
You got Gloria standing there topless, just looking down at their daughter. You're cute when you're mad, just like your mom.
Gloria, no.
And Yon's just going to reach over and nudge her.
So did you give her anything to keep herself survived with? Or are you just going to do what my parents did and throw her to the wolves with a hatchet for survival?
Well, she's got a couple of daggers.
She got the big kin?
Yes, that and the Kaiken.
And she doesn't
Better
need
not lose
any.
them.
You got both of the kins, and the big kin's special.
And Beatrice is gonna kind of hesitantly admit, yeah, I guess.
Hey, look at me. The big kin was made by Ricky, and Ricky was awesome.
I do like them. They're both really good.
I don't know where your mom got the Kaiken, but Ricky made the big kin as a little gift to your mom, because your mom's really cool and she's a sweetheart. And then Ricky had a hard go, despite also having a mouth of, well, brown. He probably would have loved you. Now, if Ricky was here, he would have made you something extremely dangerous that I would have been on board with, but also against, because I have to be against it, because parental figures and all. Well, I guess I could loan them some money, a very small loan. Just enough to buy,
Very small.
see what, one room. You're going to be going to El Romana, because that's where your instructor's at. Last I checked, you don't have my amenity requirements when you're spending a night there, so that'll save you several hundred silver and bad decisions. So, and then she'll kind of reach into her inventory and just kind of pop out a little coin purse. Okay, 35 silver will get you across the water, amenities, basic gear, things that you need.
And so she'll reach up and take it, and the oxtail that she has is going to wag a little bit. But thank you. And Yon's going to glance over at Gloria, and she was like, "It's a little
What?
more than I
It's a
was gonna
small
give her.
one.
Just a little."
It's little. Yeah, I know you. That's why I'm here, so I can be the pushover and you can be the stern one. Well, I'm gonna go make sure that your son isn't trying to, make a mistake of fighting Mob again, because Mob, well, he wanted to see if Mob can regenerate like his father, and he found out, yes, he can, which is exactly why he lost the tip of his finger last week.
Why do you lose the tip of his finger? Did Mob bite it off or something again?
Mob held him down on the counter and gently sawed it off with one of his teeth. He said gently. I tried to explain to him, much like his father, whilst his father had his head pinned into the counter, which is why he has to fix that dent over there. You don't gently saw somebody's fingertip off.
I don't think that's one of the gently.
Well, yeah, but you say there's no way I can saw gently, but I proved you all wrong. Have that image in your head, and then she'll run off.
What image? Am I missing something?
You got Anasa just popping up to scare the shit out of Lana. Yeah, she's talking about the giant horse. Wait, Wang. She doesn't know that word, right? Does she?
What are you doing back there?
Where the fuck I damn well please. Mostly Rita. Shut up. What? I have divination magic, but even I should have seen that coming. All right, hold on. Let me find my clothes. And she'll duck back down underneath the bar. Hell, there you are, High Flyer. How'd you get over there? There we go. And she'll stand up, her clothes being a pair of shorts that go to about her knees and a very short shirt that's more like a wrapping around her chest. Fucking Anasa got a motherly body that's all thick and filled out, and she refuses to wear clothes for it. Or to be fair, she refused to wear clothes prior.
and you wonder where Beatrice got her fashion sense.
Right? She'll look
Like,
over and
"No,
see this, like,
that's my new favorite top.
oh, look at you! Over there strutting your stuff. You're filling that belt out really well.
So she's gonna grin, wag her tail. Of course, she's gonna have those big bunny ears perked up, all happy. Don't encourage her.
You're right. Don't dress like me. Rita's gonna stand herself up.
Fionn just over there.
After,
What do? This is my business stuff.
Fionn, over there gonna get his ass hurt.
Somebody's echoing.
Mm. That is an echo!
How the
It's
fuck?
dark!
Is it?
Dark, what fuck?
Dark. Yes. Fix shit!
I've literally
wait.
not moved at all for like the past 20
Hold on.
minutes.
Echo! Okay, it's gone now.
It's
Currently. Okay.
I don't know, maybe Discord did that stupid thing where it automatically changes shit without telling you.
Probably. Okay. So Rita will actually stand themselves up and scratch their head and look over at Beatrice, then look at Anasa, and then look at Fionn hearing his comment, and look back at Anasa, and then back at Beatrice. Like, take it from me. You don't want to be called most of the things she gets called for what she wears. Anasa will just look complain. You know, they like to call me a slut! You know, the thing that they call you, Alana.
Lana. What did I do? I'm over here.
Yeah, exactly. You're looking, you got a nice brogue, got a nice ass, you like me. It's not as smart. I'm smart with magic. Obviously, I'm an idiot. That's why I'm here. Drinking honey whiskey.
Why do you
10
think
in the
a
morning.
small little bit of magic I know is just a little whoosh of wind and little fucking magic ball, wild magic ball. That's the most magic I
Yeah.
know.
And you know what I told you? I'll tell you again. You haven't let me sit on your face enough. I bleed magic. I know so much of it. Why you hitting me, Rita? I need my brains. And you wonder why the children are traumatized. Between you being naked, Gloria not knowing tops exist, Mom biting everything, Janaya having a perpetual boner, and when Mons does come in here being so blunt, he doesn't understand that no. I should just pat Nasa on her head and then walk around the bar over to Beatrice and put a hand on their head. Listen, trust me on this. At least put an overshirt over it and only show off that attire to your party members.
She'll look rather thoughtful, and then she'll nod a couple of times and be like, "When you have a shirt,
I'm pretty sure I've got a few extra that you could borrow.
Hold on. Watch this. Watch. This is what you do when you need clothes, Beatrice. Selene! Shirt! Okay. This is the spider shirt delivery service arriving via the ceiling and then down the wall. Who needs the
If she's
shirt?
in a bad mood, it gets thrown at you from the shadows, just like and bumps your face.
It's like, sure.
You know, I could sort of see it from up there on that level that the one that currently requires the shirt is our lovely little half breed here. That's why I got him. And she'll pull out a very comfy handmade shirt and just kind of slide it over, regardless of if jacket existing or not. There you go. That way, if you ever fill out more, it'll stretch comfortably around your chest. Given who your mothers are, there's a high chance of that. And then Selene will just go
she'll
walking off.
she'll blink a few times, looking awkward as the shirt is stuffed over her jacket. She'll take it off and take off the jacket and put on the shirt, put the jacket back over it.
She gave you a very comfortable V-neck cut with medium length sleeves to keep your arms cool. Now you don't know where she got it, but she got a very pretty royal purple color for the silk.
Ooh.
Selene has made the place look pretty with custom silk heraldry everywhere as her payment for living here. So the bar looks like a fancy establishment on the inside and like a drunken rabble-rouser house on the outside. Is that her words? I'm not a carpenter. You buy something else for the outside. Man, there you go. And Nos is already tormenting Alana. I love it.
Okie dokie. Shirt added to inventory.
Yes, the shirt takes up one space.
Okie dokie. Yeah, that's something I was going to ask about is the shape, the stack shape of the various clothing she's got. I assume
Well, the
most of
reason,
them are just like one.
actually, things like belts and shirts and pants, and well, pants take up two, but shirts and belts, because they can be folded or rolled, they take up one slot.
Okay.
Weapons and stuff obviously don't, because have you ever tried to fold a shield? It's really hard. I've tried.
Okay.
I
how
have never
about
tried
those
to fold a
boots
shield.
she's got?
Hey, right now, you will lose before that shield gives. You will accidentally stab yourself in the left or right nut with the edge of that shield before that shield bends.
Would her jacket also fold up to take one slot? Or would that be
Hair.
like more like two?
That'd be about two, depending on what kind of jacket it is. Is it just a comfy jacket and not like a very thick winter insulated jacket?
It's just comfy, not
Okay,
super
so
thick or anything. It's
it'll be able
leather
to
with a
fold.
fluffy neck thing.
Okay, so
Her boots, I would assume would take probably about the same two, as most of them can roll up except for like kind of the bottom area of it.
yeah, the jacket will take up two, and the boots take up two. Okay.
Okie dokie.
What clothes does
Okie dokie.
Fiona got on, by the way? Just a shirt and pants. And, I'm assuming what clothes Fiona has.
Pretty much just some shirt and pants.
Okay, so shirt can roll up or fold up into one. Things like socks, obviously, can do the same. Belts, you know that. Pants is 2. Jackets is going to be 2 currently, unless it's a very big, thick jacket. All right.
Would he wear socks and shoes since he's got the lion pobs?
I mean, he
It's
doesn't have.
optional.
It's all optional like that. Like, remember the hand, the needed opposables are always going to be human on a demi-human.
Yeah.
No,
I think for the most part he would go without socks and shoes, but he would have a pair of them just in case it came to like real sharp terrain, like or anything like that.
oh yay, I like it. Let me double check. I'll do another roll. I'll do another roll with the physical dice just to double check. Huh? Yay! Both the digital and the physical dice have decided that Fuyu will be your escort to the boat.
Oh.
The Uncle Fuyu that sometimes goes all the way up to the mountains for reasons nobody knows except him.
Uh-huh.
He goes
I
to
know I
visit.
had
Well, I mean, as he'll always tell you, is he goes to visit your Aunt Masa in between the seasons. And I think Mob is the only one who might have figured it out just because his dad will tell him straightforward what's currently going on.
Go and help Masa lay some eggs.
And what do they mean? It's still winter. Are there other sun seasons in winter? It's not very smart at times.
So, out of curiosity, would any of these items be enough to have like weak armor?
Because they're closed, they will all have an F scaling in armor. Because that is the lowest scaling you can get, but it can technically work.
Yeah, I figured if it would have any, it would be like at the bottom of the scale.
Yeah. But it's weak armor,
And-
but it's still additional armor.
And what would it fuck my
So,
brain stopped.
because they're light armors, they're gonna because clothes are technically considered the lightest type of armor, it'll scale with agility. Because it's the highest freedom of movement when you're in casual clothes.
I mean,
Okay.
you can dodge roll in plate armor, but yeah.
You could. I mean, knights could actually roll out of the way in medieval times.
And
Buzz,
the
buzz.
spider shirt would that also be armor, or would that be just nothing?
The what?
The shirt from the spider.
That's light armor, technically.
Silken
Okay.
armor. The softest.
Yes.
All right, so let me take.
Silk is strong, but also soft.
It'll stop the bullet from shooting through you, but it'll pull the jacket most of the way through your torso.
Well, it's not that strong. At least not like one strand by itself.
I mean, she has sold a shitload of her silk to adventurers in the past. I mean, fucking
Can't-
Selena Sura has made a fucking killing next to Glycol. She's probably made the second most money.
Can't Selena like in silk with Anna and stuff?
Yep, she can manipulate it and use magic to infuse it with metals and harden it.
Yeah, so she can actually make ballistic jackets.
Aw. Her parting gift to to the little group is, I have made you a cheese knife.
A cheese knife?
Yes, she made a cheese knife out of her own silk that she'd hardened with metal.
Oh, gee. She's been watching too many YouTube videos.
And her excuse is, if Mob gets angry, just cut a slice of cheddar and put it in his mouth. All right. Well, thank you, Sir Lenny. So is Beatrice going to go outside and join them where they're waiting?
Yes, she will. She will finally give up and go out, where she will give plenty of hugs all around.
Grandpa demands a hug.
She'll
Feel-
trot over to him and give him a great big hug.
He'll
Do that adorable waggy tail thing he does.
get Hakon just, shh,
I'm gonna slip something into your jacket.
and he'll slowly slide a nicely contraband roll of the sweets that he likes to eat. The little kind of, it's like a little sweet mint and cinnamon bark that he makes and eats.
Kind of a weird thing to say, but I bet his breath smells amazing.
Right?
It is, but it's true at the same time.
Alright,
Combination of the darkest coffee, cinnamon, and mint.
Oh,
now remember, Beatrice, there are 2 rows in there. Excuse me, there are 2 rows in there for each one of you children. You share that, alright?
All right.
Okay. Go get them. Go make the whole world panic at the sight of you like they do your mother.
And Gloria will walk up behind Beatrice and pet her head, Faraji hogtied over her shoulder. You ready to go, little lady?
Yeah.
Come on. Gloria will go because she has to carry Faraji to the boat. You
Fionn
better
would
not be
give
swearing
everybody-
at me or I will drag you. Mhm.
Fionn would give everybody one last goodbye hug and head off with the group.
Just Fuyu and Gloria walking side by side, talking about something. Gloria sitting Faraji down, but keeping a hold on the rope around his back like a leash. Want this off of my mouth?
So, how long is it going to take us to get there?
About 20 more minutes of walking. Ildamar's a small town, after all. Well,
Alright.
it's a relatively small one. But where you're going, though, since this is the only captain who was willing to sail you straight for 2 weeks all the way to the Romano where your instructor's going to be at the guild, it's going to be quite the sight for you children to see. Having grown up in this little, and he'll look around at the very humble, quaint town, maybe a dozen buildings here and there, plenty of forestry, humans, demi-humans just living their lives, going about their business, and really the only adventurers you've ever seen are most of the ones that work at the bar, live at the bar. It's quite a sight to see over this one. I think Gloria's seen it. I believe your mothers have seen it a few times. The closest one of your relatives who lives near it, though, is Mons. He lives on the border of Numantia and Romana. It's
Yeah,
been a
Uncle
few
Mons.
years.
It's always amusing going to see him.
Been a few years. He never did bring his daughter, though. He didn't trust bringing her across the sea when he came to visit.
He's got a daughter?
Yes. You're most too young to remember because your parents' lives naturally got a little busy as you grew in age, so therefore there wasn't very much of the, you know, traveling and all that. Such is life, though. Mob's just going to walk while looking directly up at Fuyu. Ah, really? Ah. He'll produce another rice bowl and stick it in Mob's mouth when he makes another. Ah!
Just a minute. Ow.
You are 21 years old. Uncle, thank you. It's funny because these aren't small; these are like medium-sized rice balls, about the size of like a fist. And he just sits there and just like slowly like chews on it and like pulls a little bit into his mouth at a time and eats it. After 20 minutes of walking and idle conversation, and Gloria and Fuyu laughing about things that they've done and talking about that one time that they won't explain what that one time is, but they both have fond memories of that one time, whatever it was. Then you will get to the dock, and there you'll see it lying before you. It looks stable enough of a vessel, with the words SS Kwiatkowicz on the side.
SS quit your bitching.
An appropriate ship to put you young ones on.
We don't bitch all that much, do we?
Oh, I do.
She does. She gets that from. Actually, she gets that from me. But she's like her mom, so it's like seeing Yon being a bitch, and it's weird. And she'll untie Faraji, and he'll turn around and threaten to stab his own, adopted mother with a butter knife. Where'd my knife go? Quite simple. I threw it in the ocean. When? About a month ago. You know. Oh no, a week ago. You know, the same week that I ate your fingertip and then promptly had to regurgitate it.
Pretty sure that's not the first time Ivy's had to detach someone's finger.
Nope. Shadow ever tell you about the time I had to reattach his whole arm?
Maybe.
He learned
I
sword
hear
fighting.
I hear about a lot of reattaching.
There's a lot of reattaching. She ever tell you about the time she met that who was it? Who was it? I don't know where she heard it from, but there was this guy that you're before you get on the boat. It's just funny. There was this gentleman, this crazy man named Thaddeus, who apparently managed to break his foot off when walking right in front of one of your parents. I believe that was Alana. I believe that was
She
your
kind of
mom,
about
Fiona.
that story. Aye, she told me about that story before. How
He had no
kinda just-
bones.
Aye, he had no bones, and he made this weird, like, clicking, squishy sounds whenever he would fit into really small spaces.
And then you've got let me see if I can make the noise of this.
You motherfucker.
Oh, you mean he made a sound kind of like
That's the sound of cartilage going squish, and it's not good.
I just see his mane, and his mane
You
just
just-
floofing off, and his ears sticking up.
yeah, you got Mob beside him. Victory! As he waves his one spaghetti-fied wrist now. Ah! Ah!
Of course.
Mad, you mad, you cunt.
Do you know who my father is? Because the answer might surprise you.
I very well do, you paradise.
I hope it's the man who reminds me there's reason I have 2 penises every day.
You got 2?
Well, don't you?
No, I've just got one big one.
I got 2 big ones. Ah! You're abnormal.
Oh, you're
So you'll
abnormal.
smack him on the back of the head. Ow! Technically, you're the weird one. Hush! Ah! And he'll pull out the mega rice ball and shove it in his mouth. Mm. So now you're watching Mob happily walk off towards the gangplank with a watermelon-sized rice ball in his mouth.
Where do you keep those stored, or did you just pull them out your inventory?
Out of my inventory, yes.
So,
Well, children,
the candy treats that Beatrice is carrying. That's you said 2 for each of them. That a total of 6 then.
well, you've got Fionn, Beatrice, Faraji, Sin, Mob, and basically, God, now that I think about it, Mob is going to be the only non-Kitsura in that entire party. Because you have Izumi, Kaneko, Takashi, Shizuna, and Sin, and also Mob are all one party, and Faraji. There's so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. There's a lot. It's mind you, this one roll of treats is taking up like 8 inventory slots currently. Ah. So let's see. You've got all of those Kitsura and Mob going out of the boat. So now it's just Beatrice and Fionn standing there. Well, children, I suppose. Enjoy your ride.
Hey, we best be going.
Now, the captain likes to sing shanties, so don't bother him. He's a
Don't
very
worry.
nice man. He's just a little
Me and my mum
unhinged.
used to sing shanties all the time when I was littler, and then Ma put a stop to it because they kept getting stuck in her head, and she kept wanting some Smith nautical theme stuff.
Ah, yes. I remember that face. Thank you, by the way.
Thank you for
Thank
what?
you. I didn't want a codpiece with a Jolly Roger on it, but I got one as a gift.
Oh. He just kind of shrugs.
Beatrice, go on then.
And she'll kind of scurry onto the ship with the others, and she'll begin to speak.
What are you about to do, Gloria? I am about to do something we cannot tell Eon I did. And she'll reach in her inventory and kind of just start getting ready to shot put this large sack. Nice distance. Thank you. And Mob will look up and pull the rice ball from his mouth. Fuck. As he's unfortunately who it lands on. Ah!
Oh, what the hell? What in bloody hell was that?
Don't
So the
tell
Beaters is gonna come-
Mom!
Fionn
What was
would
that?
run over.
Just Gloria shouting, "Don't tell Mom!"
What?
So yeah, Beatrice is gonna scurry over and take a look at whatever this object happens to be.
They'll recognize the smell. It's Gloria's delicious peppered meats that she likes to make, that she's been smoking and preparing for about a week. It's the entire elk that she killed. Well, not the entire. It's all of the cuts of meat that she didn't use herself. So it's about like 30% of it. Still, it's enough to eat for the 2 weeks you're there, so you don't have to eat seafood for 2 weeks.
So Beatrice will very happily take this collection of elk.
Yes. There's a small hole already
Remaining of
nibbled
it.
into the bottom of it.
We'll give him whatever happens to be remaining of what he was nibbling on.
It looks like it was a flank of elk that he just kind of had a tooth or 2 or 3 chewing on. Mm. as I believe the adventurer Shadow would sometimes say, bueno.
All right.
Mhm.
So,
That is going to take up about 30 slots. But by the time you get to shore, it'll be down to about 4 or 5, knowing how carnivorous you children are. I mean, all those Kitsuras and the one Bishonen, who's technically a subspecies of Kitsura, and Mob, who he eats like his father. Yes, that's a personality trait that he developed when I was thinking of like how he'd be. Is he has the when he's around Fuyu because of the sweets. He'll just open his mouth, all his teeth are bare, and just
It's cute.
God damn it! Stop uploading my pictures. Alright. We're just gonna.
That click so amusing to me.
That's another one of his noises, by the way. Is
So at least he knows a way to make Fion smile.
it takes about 3 days for you to finally hear it when Mob is questioning the captain about things. If you fuck with me like that, young man, I'll throw you overboard, leave you to the sharks. How I lost my leg, you know. What?
How's your leg, Captain?
I lost my leg.
And sharks did it?
Sharks did it. They took my leg. Took it right from me. They took it, and he'll look down. They took my leg. And you notice that he's got 2 fully functional legs. No prosthetics or nothing.
Fion's just gonna nope. He is washing his hands of this conversation. He's not moving anywhere, but he's like, uh-huh.
And then Mob just... And then he just gets a hand over his face from Faraji. Don't.
Sometimes things are better not questioned. Like why both your mas are in the forge at midnight.
That's because they're having sex. And wait, hold on. Your mom's also in the forge all the time.
Aye, it's when they're both in there that you don't need to go in there.
She's always in there.
I know.
I didn't want to know what a barb looked like, but believe me, I found out.
With
Fuck.
Ma and Mum.
Dad and Mom. Call it what it is. I've seen what's down there, so have you. In moments of horror, that's a dad.
She don't like it when you call her Pa, so she just calls her Ma.
I don't think so. I mean, you know, I don't think I would like to call her daddy either,
You can shut
personally.
your gob right now.
I'll call her Ma all you want me to, though. I mean, both of your moms, really. They just gotta, you know, and that's right about he'll get kind of hit in the back of the head and flop over.
Thank you.
And then just
Whoever did that.
Sin. Yes, Sin. Probably one of the closest things to Fuyu in the miniature flesh you'll get. You're welcome, cousin.
Aye. Thanks, cousin.
I'll say it respectively because I don't have the lack of tact that Mob does. He does mean well, I think. I think is what he's trying to say. Is you have very attractive mothers, but if it's any consolation, I couldn't find myself finding an attraction to them. Not the sexual nature, it's just the fact that they've wiped my ass since I was wee big, as you're so prone to saying, because apparently small isn't a word, a dialect of your mother.
I've never once heard her say small, so I guess it kind of grew on me that we say wee.
So
Fuck you, that
dinner
hurt.
is ready for me. So I gotta go.
Leave,
Okay.
child. The dogs have followed you to the water. What the fuck?
What
Fucking
the fuck?
dog. Dogs are out there and they're starting to whine again.
Alright, so I'll catch you guys later.
Bye bye.
I gotta get some sleep
Bye.
myself here.
Yep. Yeah, I wanted you on the boat. Shut up!
Yeah, we're on the boat now.
Yes, you're on the boat. Now we can start this back up Sunday, and I'm just gonna slam you straight into shore.
On the boat.
They missed the lighthouse, so they just kind of run a dock.
No, it wasn't a missing of the lighthouse. It was an intentional ignoring of the lighthouse.
So they just run
They kinda-
straight into the dock.
And what you're gonna hear is, you can't trust lighthouses that lead you astray, get you lost in a misty storm, and you get cut off for everything. So I lost my leg, you know.
Well, you said you lost your leg to sharks, Captain.
Well, you know
And
what happens
then
to people
that's-
who question the captain.
Well, you know, your cousin Fion's down there stepped to the mast because he was questioning his captain, and that's how I lost my leg, you know.